time for the KYNTV Nebraska High School Football Game of the Week, being brought to you by the Explorers Credit Union, Moody Motors, the Bank of Hartington, BillionAuto.com, Avera, Mount Marty University, Christensen Well and Irrigation, Top Crop, and Security Bank. Now let's go to the field with Tehl and Scott on KYNTV Sports.
Let's go to Bloomfield, Nebraska for Northeast Nebraska High School Football's Game of the Week on KYNTV. He's Scott Ulrich. I'm Tehl Tanner, keeping you company for the duration of this one. It's Bloomfield Bees is where we're at. Bloomfield, Nebraska, playing host to Hartington-Newcastle. The Wildcats, who had an incredible resurgence at the end of last season, winning multiple games in a row to punch their ticket to the playoffs, were a first-round exit on the road against one of the better programs in the state, and then this year, oh man, they've been exactly what they were hoping they could be this year. They are a one-loss team coming into this ball game, and the one loss against one of the best teams in the state in Crofton. Hartington-Newcastle is cooking right now. On the other end is Bloomfield, a Class D2 team that made the jump this year due to the population in the school, and they have 3 losses on the year coming into this ball game. Bloomfield is 4-3. Losses, once again, to some of the best teams in the state. They lost to 7-0 Stanton, 6-1 Crofton, and then 4-3 Boyd County. But I can tell you Bloomfield was injured a lot during that Boyd County game. This is a quality football program, and we've got a great game ahead of you. Scott, give me your thoughts on this one.
Yeah, this is going to be a very good game between two teams, as you mentioned, that are very athletic. If you're from the local area listening, you know what the conditions are. It is extremely windy out. Gusts of over 40 today. If you're listening somewhere else in another state, well, we welcome you too, but we have definitely difficult conditions here tonight. Will affect the passing game for both of these teams. You mentioned Bloomfield comes in 4-3. That loss against Stanton, they are number 1 in the state in D1. Crofton, they are number 5 in D1. So very good teams are the ones who got past this Bloomfield team. Definitely the Bees are not a team to look beyond, as as you mentioned, the playoffs are just down the road. Hartington-Newcastle 6-1. Crofton, their only hiccup on the schedule, and that was a very tightly contested game. We're looking for another good one here tonight.
We are absolutely looking for a good one here tonight. Hartington-Newcastle, once again, as that one-loss program, they do have some quality wins. When we talk playoffs, that's what's on their mind. The regular season finishes tonight. Seeding is going to come out next, and we'll see exactly what happens. But tonight, they're fighting for home field advantage. You go into the playoffs with only 1 loss, you get a couple games at home. 2 losses, well, you might end up on the road, especially when you go later in the playoffs. They need this game.
Absolutely. You mentioned that last year is when they got their jump start. Towards the back half of last year, they started looking really good. And we're like, this team could be a spoiler. And they wound up getting paired against a very good Plainview team. Had to go on the road and was beaten in that first round.
Barely.
That's one of those. If you could just get the home game, that advantage is tremendous in high school football. So they're looking to get a home game here as well.
This is the pregame show courtesy of Moody Motors. If you're looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle, check out the inventory at moodymotors.com or stop out to Moody Motors in Niobrara. Let's go ahead and take a break here. We'll come back in a couple of minutes, start taking a look at some of the stats going into this ball game. He's Scott Ulrich. I'm Tehl Tanner. This is Northeast Nebraska's Game of the Week on KYNTV.
Farmers, are you ready to maximize your success this season? At Top Crop, they've got you covered with unbeatable deals and top quality products. Take advantage of true 0% extended terms with no discount sacrificed. Get flat acre pricing on corn for unbeatable value. Keep your corn clean and strong with Viptera corn and plant the industry's leading E3 and Extend Flex soybeans for the best yields yet. Don't wait. Visit topcropinc.com or give them a call today. Top Crop, where you grow more.
From sunup to well after sundown, the life of a farmer is a matter of choices, and you have the choice to make the right decisions for your operation to succeed. The power is in your hands. At Security Bank, our lenders recognize the need to better understand your numbers and come up with a plan to keep your operation moving forward. You make the decisions. We make the tools to make those decisions easier. Security Bank, the right choice for the future of your operation. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
So, you need a new vehicle. What's the best vehicle for you? Where do you get financing? What's your trade worth? Answer all these questions and more at BillionAuto.com. You can compare 16 new car brands and thousands of used vehicles, all in the palm of your hand at BillionAuto.com. Plus, estimate the trade value of your vehicle in 2 easy steps. It's car buying made easy. Apply for credit pre-approval at BillionAuto.com. All applications accepted, not all approved.
With so many choices for students out there, life can become quite hectic. From choosing the right school to managing your finances, it can be hard to keep it all in check. Bank of Hartington is here to help you take the worry out of your finances. Our free Student Club checking includes all the features and benefits you'll need to start life out on the right path without the worry of hidden fees and charges. So if you're ready to enter that next stage of life, work with a fifth-generation bank who's had their roots planted firmly in Northeast Nebraska since 1934. Contact us today. Bank of Hartington, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Moody Motors in Niobrara is here to help with all of your automotive needs. Whether that means getting you into a nicer vehicle, servicing or repairing your current vehicle, or any auto body or glass replacement needs. If you are in the market for a nicer vehicle, we finance all new and used vehicles with very low interest rates. Moody Motors in Niobrara, your one-stop vehicle shop. View our inventory online at moodymotor.com.
You're in the mood for Moody.
Are you ready to drive home your savings? For a limited time, Explore CU is offering an incredible deal on auto loans. They'll beat your current auto loan rate by up to 2% on new and used vehicle refinances from other institutions. Choose from a variety of terms to fit your budget and lifestyle. Enjoy a fast, easy application and approval process with no application fee. Don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity to save. Visit us at explorerscu.com to learn more and apply today.
All right, let's go to the tail of the tape of this ball game as we start looking at some of these stats. Our stats today from Christensen Well, built on over 50 years of experience in the water well drilling industry and the geology of Northeast Nebraska, Southeast South Dakota, and Northwest Iowa. On the pregame show from Moody Motors. Scott, let's take a look at this ball game. We've got a team in Hartington-Newcastle that seems pretty balanced. They can throw the ball, but they're certainly a run-first team. And then Bloomfield, due to some injuries at the quarterback position, running is their game.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's start with Bloomfield specifically. Brock Janito, outstanding player, has over 1,000 yards and 178 carries. So he's averaging about 6 yards per grab, has 13 touchdowns. He will be the player to go to for Bloomfield. They've got some injuries coming into play as Braden Gunther, their starting quarterback, was injured just a few weeks ago. He is out, and so the workload will be on Brock Janito. The passing, we'll see how that plays out. I know that Bo Eisenhower is going to get some of the signal calling, but we saw it last time as well. A lot of wildcat formations with Janito in the running back position, direct snap to him. We'll see what this offense looks like. For Hartington-Newcastle, though, as you mentioned, a little more balanced. Cole Hymas, outstanding player. He has 54 completions on 89 attempts, 800 yards. His touchdown to interception ratio is very good. 9 touchdowns to 1 pick on the year. Rushing the ball, it's going to go through Hymas and Rosner. A couple other players will get grabs. Will Feldmeyer is one of them. He's very speedy as the sophomore. But Hymas and Rosner, they've totaled together for touchdowns, 38 touchdowns between those two players. So that will be the rushing attack for Hartington-Newcastle, and those are the stats.
Going back to Bloomfield, one of the interesting things to note, we talked about how their starting quarterback at the beginning of the year, Gunther, unfortunately went down with that ankle injury that ended his season. But because of that, throwing the ball has definitely been difficult. Janito, as we mentioned, is likely going to be seeing a lot of the load today, likely going to be playing in quite a bit of wildcat. He has 8 total passing attempts on the season with 3 completions on the year running that wildcat. Eisenhower, who is coming in relief, 12 attempts, 5 completions. This is a running team, running team. They're running on first, second, third down. They throw just to catch teams sleeping, basically. So this is what we're expecting today. That's what Crofton's expecting. With that, let's go ahead and take this break for the national anthem. He's Scott Ulrich. I'm Tehl Tanner, back in a couple of minutes on KYNTV.
You want peace of mind that you're healthy. Support your breast health by getting a mammogram every year starting at age 40. Multiple Avera Breast Center locations across the region offer easy access. We'll create a screening plan that makes sense for you. You have access to specialized breast cancer experts should you need it. Find a screening location near you at avera.org/breast.
My name is Dr. Gibson, and teaching allows me to show my compassionate spirit. I instruct a lot of students that want to go into the medical fields. If I can teach them how to be compassionate and look out for others and even help each other, they'll be better in their careers. They will be better physical therapists, better doctors, better nurses.
Show your spirit at Mount Marty University and schedule a tour today at showyourspiritmmu.com.
Happy harvest, farmers! If you're an irrigator, how is your pressure this season? Has your irrigation pump been in the ground 20 years or more? Maybe it's time to assess your pump to avoid untimely breakdowns during the growing season. Christensen Well and Irrigation recommends pulling your irrigation pump if it's been in the ground 20 years or more. It is time to plan for next season. Contact Christensen Well today to schedule your pump to be pulled. Christensen Well and Irrigation, with locations in Hartington and Wakefield, Nebraska. Visit them on Facebook or at christensenwell.com.
Farmers, are you ready to maximize your success this season? At Top Crop, they've got you covered with unbeatable deals and top quality products. Take advantage of true 0% extended terms with no discount sacrificed. Get flat acre pricing on corn for unbeatable value. Keep your corn clean and strong with Viptera corn and plant the industry's leading E3 and Extend Flex soybeans for the best yields yet. Don't wait. Visit topcropinc.com or give them a call today. Top Crop, where you grow more.
Did you know that using your debit card to pay in stores, online, even within apps has never been easier or more secure? Now there's a better way to pay with Digital Wallet from Security Bank. Whether at the coffee shop, grocery store, or online, instead of making purchases using your plastic card, now you can pay with your smartphone, tablet, or smartwatch. Just touch, tap, pay the easy way with Digital Wallet from Security Bank. Ask about it today. Member FDIC.
So, you need a new vehicle. What's the best vehicle for you? Where do you get financing? What's your trade worth? Answer all these questions and more at BillionAuto.com. You can compare 16 new car brands and thousands of used vehicles, all in the palm of your hand at BillionAuto.com. Plus, estimate the trade value of your vehicle in 2 easy steps. It's car buying made easy. Apply for credit pre-approval at BillionAuto.com. All applications accepted, not all approved.
With so many choices for students out there, life can become quite hectic. From choosing the right school to managing your finances, it can be hard to keep it all in check. Bank of Hartington is here to help you take the worry out of your finances. Our free Student Club checking includes all the features and benefits you'll need to start life out on the right path without the worry of hidden fees and charges. So if you're ready to enter that next stage of life, work with a fifth-generation bank who's had their roots planted firmly in Northeast Nebraska since 1934. Contact us today. Bank of Hartington, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
All right, back out of the national anthem. We are ready to get rolling in this ball game. We are ready for the kickoff here between the Bloomfield Bees and the Hartington-Newcastle Wildcats. This is going to be a fun matchup. Once again, we'll remind you of what's at stake. Playoffs start next week, next Thursday, it appears. And for Hartington-Newcastle, they are a one-loss team at the moment. You finish as a one-loss team, you'll get home field advantage for a couple of weeks in the playoffs. 2 losses. Well, that means road games down the stretch, so it's going to be interesting.
Yep, very, very interesting, as you mentioned. It's one of those, once you establish there's 32 teams in Class D1 in the playoffs, that's the Thursday round. After that, then they go back to Fridays from here on out. So we're kind of off cycle here, Thursday night game. We haven't had one of these in a while, and we'll have another chance next week for Hartington-Newcastle. It'll be next Thursday, just to find out the official who they're going to play and technically where they're going to play as well.
And we'll make sure to be letting you know that as we can. Obviously, make sure you're listening into our KYNTV social media platforms, as well as our YouTube channel and Hot Country 93.1's Facebook, or Hot Country 93.1 in general. Dave Lee will be talking all about Northeast Nebraska high school sports on the morning show. I'll have them on the afternoon show as well. But for this game, we're ready. The players are ready to take the field, and we're getting underway. Scott, final thoughts going into this one?
Yeah, the first name that jumps off the page of me, Ashton Wakely. He was an absolute beast a couple weeks ago when we called for Hartington-Newcastle. Need him to have a big game tonight on the defensive side of the ball going against Janito, the running back for Bloomfield. Offensively, Wildcats, all year they've kind of made their living going with Cole Rosner on the end around rushing, them and Hymas right up the middle. Those two plays have accounted for a lot of yards for Hartington-Newcastle. Those are the keys for tonight.
We are ready to get underway. The coin toss actually happened about 20 minutes ago. They did that a little early, but it was Bloomfield deferring, and Hartington-Newcastle is going to start things on offense. We are ready to get underway. Looks like that is Jake Schroeder ready to kick it away. Hartington-Newcastle set to receive. Back deep is Cole Rosner, as well as Cole Hymas. End-over-end kick going into the end zone and out the end zone. This is an 80-yard field once again. 8-man football in Nebraska. We are underway. Hartington-Newcastle is going to start things at the 15-yard line after the touchback on offense. A team that can throw the ball should they choose, but once again, it is windy tonight. It is windy enough that, yes, it will affect this ball game.
Just on the kickoff there, that one didn't touch the ground until it was out of the field of play.
Kicking into the wind, or kicking with the wind there, it helped. Hartington-Newcastle starts it off with two receivers wide to the right, a tight end off the left side of the line. They're going to hand it off going to the left side. This is Rosner. He'll be taken down for a 2-yard loss to start off this ball game. In the backfield there, looks like Benjamin Dodge gets the tackle for loss for Bloomfield. A great start to the ball game, a 2-yard loss for Hartington-Newcastle, and it's 2nd and 12.
Yeah, there's that play trying to get to the outside, want to get a seal block on the defensive end, but Bloomfield backside pursuit there forced a 2-yard loss.
Two receivers to the right again. They're going to put Rosner in motion. Hymas will drop back to throw. He's throwing the running back screen, and it was nearly taken for 6 the other way. Broken up by that same guy. It was Dodge again, was looking for his running back, and it floated up in the air, had pressure in his face, as you do with those screens, but threw a floater, and it was almost taken for a pick 6. Bloomfield's defense playing well in the first 2 plays, now 3rd and 12. Bloomfield lines it up here, 3rd and 12. It's Rosner out wide to the right. Hymas alone in the backfield. Everybody else on the line. Rosner now in motion, right to left. Takes the snap as the quarterback, breaks a tackle, breaks 2 tackles. Not going to break the 3rd one. He's taken down at the original line of scrimmage. And there is a flag on the play. We'll check the flag. But if this is on on Hartington-Newcastle, you expect them to decline it and go to 4th and 10. And it is on Hartington-Newcastle. And they're declining the penalty. We go to 4th and 10 as expected.
Yeah, great defensive stand coming out of the gate for Bloomfield. One of those on the play before on 2nd down, almost got a sack right near the goal line, and then almost an interception after the pass was thrown. So very, very good all-around defense for Bloomfield. And now the punt team comes on for Hartington-Newcastle, and they're going to have to punt into this extreme wind from the south.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Hartington-Newcastle got to pick field position. They elected to have that with the wind a little later in the game, so kicking into it in the first quarter, and they keep it low on the ground, and man, you can see the wind affect that one. It just gets across the 35 and is touchdown at the 36-yard line in their own territory. Bloomfield, an incredible start to the game. They have the wind at their backs here, and they've got to make something with it.
Right there, the ball's going to be placed right on the Bees logo, wind at their back. We talked to the coaches for Bloomfield and asked them in pregame, like, what's going to be your starting option? And they said, we're probably going to go with Janito right out of the gate, and we'll see if that's what they do at quarterback.
Looks like that's exactly what it is. And I don't know whether to call him the quarterback or whether he's running Wildcat, but either way, he's going to take it right up the middle with 2 different lead blockers, and he'll go for about 2 yards, maybe give him 3 there. Janito running that rock.
Good pursuit there by the Wildcats on defense. First tackle made in there by Lincoln Gruch. Also coming in on the backside was Colton Kavanaugh.
It looks like they're going to give him 2 there. 2nd and 8. Janito, he's got a man off his left shoulder and a wingback off the left side of the line. Everybody else in close. He's trying to turn the corner on the left side this time. Will get upfield a few yards short of the sticks. Gain of 4 or 5 here. We're going to have 3rd and 2 or 3. So manageable down for Bloomfield. Officially, they mark it, and it'll be about 3 yards. 3rd and 3 here for Bloomfield. Jonato has run the rock on first and second down, and you expect him to have a heavy workload today. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes it again. He lines up now, same formation, but reverse. They've got it on the right side now. Man off his right shoulder, he'll take the snap, and yes, he's running it himself, going to the right side, and he has the first down, broke a couple of tackles, and gained 5 on 3rd and 3. Jonato.
Nothing special or fancy. That's just straightforward blocking, trying to make a play there for Jonato. Moving the chains now and bringing it back up to 1st and 10. Ball's right at about the 24-yard line.
My pronunciation guide says Jonato, but I'm hearing the PA guy say Janato, and I'm going to assume the PA guy probably knows his name. So we're going to call him Janato from this point on. 2nd and 6 incoming after another run from Janato. Second and 6, Bloomfield. They're in Hartington-Newcastle territory, now setting up at the 20-yard line. They need the 14 for a first. 2nd and 6, here's Jonato again going up the middle. If I'm not mistaken, he's ran it every single play so far, and now it's got 3rd down, a gain of only 1 here.
Yes,
well, the offense is very simple. It's just hard to stop that guy.
Yeah, good blocking up front. Some big linemen they have in the trenches is Bloomfield. And you're right, he has ran every single play. I think tonight we could easily see 30, 35 carries just due to the wind conditions.
Final game of the season, trying to get to the playoffs. You can get in with 3 losses for sure. 4, that's a question. 3rd and 5. Jonato running to the outside, breaks a tackle, gets into open space, and he has the first down. There is a flag thrown. We'll check it. If this stands, it's 1st and 10, Bloomfield. Flag on the play is holding on the offense. That could stall the drive. Spot foul, 10 yards going back. Bloomfield's going to be facing 3rd and long here. 3rd and 5. They were able to get 7 on it, but that is now wiped out due to the penalty. And they're subbing in a completely different package now. Bo Eisenhower, one of their backup quarterbacks, is in the game. Wonder if this shows that they're in a passing offense now or whether they're going to be running something with him. Jonato is not out there, I don't believe. No. Jonato is on the sideline. Eisenhower now commands the huddle. He'll take the snap in the shotgun. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. They are running a pitch play to the outside. Got a little bit of space, but runs out of it quickly. We're going to have 4th down, but he did get some positive yardage here. Gain of 10 on 3rd and 13. 4th and 3 incoming inside of the 20-yard line. Now what that did right there is made sure you can go for it on 4th down. You're inside of the 20. You've got a 4th and 3 incoming. You can absolutely go for this one.
Yeah, it was a quick pitch. That time I believe it went to Jacob Smith. And now they're subbing some more players back in for Bloomfield. Jonato comes back on the field, but Smith, a quick runner to the outside, as you mentioned, shoved out of bounds. 3 more yards to that 1st down marker.
Smith, a senior, one of their leaders. Clutch play on 3rd. Now they've got to convert on 4th. It's Eisenhower once again commanding the huddle. It's Jonato off his left shoulder. Eisenhower takes it, running that pitch play, gives it to Jonato. Jonato one-on-one, and he's able to break a tackle. Going forward, has the first down somehow. Nobody can bring him down today, and he's got a 1st down run of 8 yards. Brock Jonato was hit in the backfield. Should have been dead to rights and was able to make something, not just something, convert on 4th down. That was a great play.
Yeah, Aiden Rosner had him for a loss in the backfield. Would have been a stop and turnover on downs, but a solid play. Jonato just too strong and receives that 1st down marker.
1st and goal from the 9-yard line, looks like right around the 9.5. Jonato takes the snap this time in the Wildcat. He's going up the middle. Stuff short, down near the 6 or 7. We'll see where they mark him. Bloomfield has 2nd and goal incoming. Either way, here comes Eisenhower once again, checking into the game. Jonato does come out here. We'll keep you updated on those 2. Those are the 2 commanding huddles. And Jonato is going to have plenty of work today. You expect him to get some rest every now and then. He comes out on the near sideline and removes his helmet, but Eisenhower in the quarterback position. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. He'll take the snap, looking to throw. Now he's going to bring it down and run. Rushes on, and he lost the football. It's into the arms of one of the Wildcats. That's a turnover. Hartington-Newcastle's got the ball.
An outstanding play by the defensive end, Lincoln Gruch. Gruch made a swipe at it with his big left paw, and it hit perfect on that football, kicked up and landed right in a Wildcat's hands. Outstanding play on defense for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that ball didn't even hit the ground after it was fumbled. It was fumbled, and it popped up into the air, and it was instantly into the arms of one of the Wildcats. Just tip drill, able to bring it in, and Hartington-Newcastle, they bend on defense, but they don't break. They get the turnover at about the 7-8 yard line. Looks like they're setting up on the 8 yard line is where they ran it back to. They caught it about the 5. And they're running their first play. It's Hymas running up the middle, and he's going to be stuffed right about the line of scrimmage. Hartington-Newcastle still negatives on the offensive side of the ball. We're still in the first quarter. The clock just ticked under 7 minutes in quarter number 1. Once again, you're listening to KYNTV's Game of the Week for Northeast Nebraska High School football. Scott Ulrich to my left. I'm Tehl Tanner. Playoffs start next week. We're excited for that. Second and 10, and hitting the backfield for a heavy loss about the 4 yard line. A tough play there. Jason Hymas ran that one, and he was stuffed well behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of 5. It's 3rd and 15 from the 4 yard line, and Hartington-Newcastle, if they're unable to convert here once again, they're punting into the wind. Go over our field conditions here in just a second. It's 69 degrees, perfect temperature, but windy. We got about a 25-mile-per-hour wind from left to right on this field. Gusts over 40 today. All right, here's 3rd and 15, and they're trying to throw it. They're throwing into the wind as well. Hymas going to try and throw it. Now he brings it down to run. He's got open space in front of him, and he will get the first down, diving out of bounds. He had Eisenhower, I believe, chasing him down. He's able to convert. And we'll see where they mark him. No, they marked him short. It's 4th and 1, 4th and less than a yard. I thought he had that for sure.
Yeah, it looked like from our angle, too, he had it by a couple of yards. And as it is, nope, it's going to be 4th down. But he started that run from his own end zone, one of those where even a holding play right there in that position could force a safety. But Hymas making a smart play and scramble up that far side. I bet he wishes he stayed on his feet now as they marked him short.
Yeah, he dove over the line. They must have said his foot hit the out-of-bounds line before he dove there. So it's 4th and 1. Here we go. A turnover would be massive. They're at the 18-yard line. Terrible snap. Hymas gets it. He brings it in, and he's got a first down. That snap hit the ground before it got to him. He caught it on a one-hop and was able to get the first down on the scramble. Heart was moving there for Hartington-Newcastle for sure as soon as that snap hit the ground. But Hymas, a heads-up player, able to convert.
I like the call. It's one of those, yes, you're deep in your own territory, but a punt isn't going to get you but no more than 20, 25 yards just due to the wind. So I like the call, gutsy call, and you need it going into playoff season.
1st and 10. Hartington-Newcastle, they've crossed the 20. They're now sitting about the 24-yard line. Hymas will take the snap, and it's on the ground again. Back-to-back snaps that hit the ground. He just had to dive on that one. It'll be a 2-yard loss.
As you mentioned, that's twice now. It rolled back to him.
Consecutive plays.
Consecutive. Last time he had to pick it up and make something happen on 4th down. This time just smartly dove on it, but for a 2-yard loss.
So 2nd and 12. Hartington-Newcastle, I believe, after those last 2 runs are in the positives in terms of rushing yards, but they've been going backwards a lot so far in this first quarter. That one due to an own mistake, but the rest of them have just been due to Bloomfield's defense. They've been playing well. They got 7 in the box here on this 2nd and 12. One drops back deep. Hymas is running it from the quarterback spot, and he's going to be stopped right around the original line of scrimmage. There is a flag thrown in the backfield of Hartington-Newcastle. A holding call here would be killer. 2nd and 12, holding offense. Spot foul, 10 yards. Hartington-Newcastle's getting backed up again. Just going backwards here in the first quarter. 4:26 on the clock. 0-0 score of the ball game.
I can't stress how much the wind is affecting this. Yeah. That 10-yard penalty right there, it's almost like it's 20 yards because you're fighting the wind so badly. Now they're walking off. You can hear the local Bloomfield fans getting into it here, but It's going to be second and long, ball at about the 12.
Yeah, second and 22 it'll be officially. They need the 34-yard line. They're setting up at their own 12, I believe. Yeah, they're setting up at the 12-yard line. They need the 34. Second and 22. The good news is you get 3 downs. They're going to hand it off, running a reverse. It's Rosner. Rosner cuts up field. It was good play by by Bloomfield. That was number 44, Jarrett Sauser. Sauser secured the edge, stayed home on the reverse, didn't over-pursue, and forced Rosner to cut up inside instead of cutting to the edge. That could have been a massive gain, but credit that player right there in Sauser for getting that tackle. No gain on the play. Maybe even a half-yard loss. That was great from him.
Yep, great play, as you mentioned there. One of those you want to see him go to the outside. He had a blocker trying to secure the corner there, but turning it back up was Rosner.
Now it's 3rd and 22. Hartington-Newcastle looking like they're throwing the football, and it's another snap. Goes through the legs of the quarterback. He dives on it at about the 4-yard line, and Hartington-Newcastle's got a punt.
Boy, it cannot go any more wrong right now for the Wildcats. Going backwards on plays, fumbling snaps. It is just looking not good here in this first quarter.
4th and a mile. They're setting up at the 5. They need the 34 for a first down. It's a 29. 4th and 29. That's what we're looking at here.
And
punting into the wind from your own end zone.
No one's back deep for Bloomfield.
Decent punt, and it gets caught up in the wind. Oh, man, that is strong. It's going to go down at the 26-yard line in Hartington-Newcastle's own territory. They have got to put together something offensively and get out of the shadow of their own goalpost. But for Bloomfield, here's a chance. Once again, got to take advantage.
Yeah, 2:45 left to go in this first quarter, and head coach Rusty Fuller for the Wildcats is right saying, let's just get to the second quarter, flip the field, and put this wind at our back for a little bit.
That'll change everything when you go to that second quarter. I got a feeling whichever team is going into the win tonight, there's not going to be a whole lot going on the offensive side of the football. Each team will have the wind at their back for 2 separate quarters. We'll see what scoring they're able to do. Bloomfield, this is one of their 2. This is one of their chances. They need to cash in on this drive. As soon as they snap it on play number 1, there is procedure on the offense. False start. They're going to back them up 5 yards. So they'll start off with 1st and 15 instead. I can tell you Bo Eisenhower is out there. Quarterback going to be running this one from the shotgun. Janito is also out there as the starting running back. So 1st and 15 for Bloomfield, going backward in their own right now due to penalties. We've seen a couple of them so far on both teams. So 1st and 15, Eisenhower in the gun. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Janito off his right shoulder. He'll take the snap, run it himself with Janito as a lead blocker, and he's scalloping through the defense, able to get about 6 yards there. Maybe 7. Yeah, give him 6.5. Second down, but got the penalty yardage back at least. 2nd and 8. I'm looking at where they've got the down and distance marker and where the ball is, and those are not the same place.
No.
the ball is 2nd and 8. The down and distance marker says 2nd and 9. We're going with the ball. So 2nd and 8 here for Bloomfield after that run of 7 yards for Eisenhower. Same formation. Quarterback takes the snap in the gun, looking to throw, looking left, fires, has his man, completed pass, short of the sticks, but by only a yard. That was Jarrett Sauser, who had the incredible defensive play last drive with that first pass completion of the day. Sauser, their senior fullback, I have him listed as, makes it 3rd and about a yard. Certainly in 4-down territory, you're set up at the 18-yard line of Hartington-Newcastle. You need the 17 for a first. Here's the snap. Eisenhower running the option himself to the right, has the first down. Hymas brings him down, but first down yardage gained inside of the 15. Set up at the 14, Bloomfield on the march. One minute and 24 seconds left in this quarter, and that I wondered about. I wondered if we were going to see that. Bloomfield is using their timeouts. They know they need to score before the quarter ends. This is KYNTV's Game of the Week, 0-0 ball game, but Bloomfield knocking on the door in 30 seconds. Scott Ulrich to my left, I'm Tehl Tanner, here in Bloomfield, back in 30 seconds.
Moody Motors in Niobrara is here to help with all of your automotive needs. Whether that means getting you into a nicer vehicle, servicing or repairing your current vehicle, or any auto body or glass replacement needs. If you are in the market for a nicer vehicle, we finance all new and used vehicles with very low interest rates. Moody Motors in Niobrara, your one-stop vehicle shop. View our inventory online at moodymotor.com.
You're in the mood for Moody.
First and 10, Bloomfield, 1:24 on the clock here in the first quarter. Bloomfield's got the wind at their backs. Once again, we're having about steady wind at 25 to 30 miles an hour. Gusts are over 40 tonight. This is absolutely affecting this ball game.
It's one of those you usually don't see a coach call a timeout so you can save the wind at his back, but that's smart coaching.
That's just where we're at with this game situation. 1:24 on the clock. Bloomfield wants to score before the end of the quarter with the wind. Janito running the option to the outside, and the Wildcat breaks a tackle, gets to the outside. He's got a first down inside of the 5, and he'll be taken down by a cluster of Wildcats. The entire Pride was back there. You call Pride for Wildcats? I don't know.
I don't know. Lions and Tigers.
And Bears, oh my.
There you go. I knew you were going to take the bait.
I figured that's where you were going. Either way, it's first and goal, Bloomfield. At about the 3-yard line, 1:13 on the clock. Well, here you go. This is where you got to cash in. First and goal, Bloomfield. Looks like Janito in the Wildcat takes the snap, and there is a procedure penalty on the offense instantly. It's blown dead. False start. That is unfortunate. It'll stop the clock at 1:01 as they back them up 5 yards, but now instead of 3 yards to go, you got 8.
That will drive a coach absolutely crazy.
Had a couple of those today.
You can see the frustration on the coaches. Bloomfield's right down in front of us here, so we can kind of hear them or see their reaction. But right now, the Wildcats have their back against the wall on this first down play.
Clock starts up again on the official start. Ready for play. Janito with the rock. He's running to the right side. He's breaking tackles, trying to break free. Somebody brought him down by the jersey at the 5-yard line. Gain of only 3. And I think we just got another timeout called from Bloomfield. Yep, they want to score before the end of the quarter. 40 seconds left in the quarter, and we're going to have second and goal from the 5 for Bloomfield. Another 30 seconds off the clock from Top Crop. We'll take it with them back in 30 seconds on KYNTV.
Are you ready to drive home your savings? For a limited time, Explore CU is offering an incredible deal on auto loans. They'll beat your current auto loan rate by up to 2% on new and used vehicle refinances from other institutions. Choose from a variety of terms to fit your budget and lifestyle. Enjoy a fast, easy application and approval process with no application fee. Don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity to save. Visit us at explorerscu.com to learn more and apply today.
Out of the timeout from Top Crop. Maximize your success this season with top-notch crop consulting and services offered at Top Crop. Visit topcropinc.com. 40 seconds on the clock here in the first quarter. Bloomfield trying to score. They've got one timeout left in their pocket. It's a second and goal from about the 6 is where they officially spotted that one. It'll be Eisenhower running the huddle. Janito to his left shoulder. They're going to run a pass play here. Eisenhower going to take off and run with it. Eisenhower jukes one man out, gets inside the 5, and we're going to have third and goal from the 3. The original line where they started this off, they were backed up due to the penalty, and now it's third and goal from that original line of scrimmage from the 3-yard line. 22 seconds left in the first quarter. Bloomfield's, I can see the head coach shaking his head. They don't want to call the timeout here. 12 seconds. I don't think they're going to get a snap off. They might. We'll see if they call the timeout or run it into the wind on third and goal. Now they're calling the players off the field. 4 seconds. The question is whether they do the timeout or not. Nope, they're marching to the other end of the field. Bloomfield wants to save that timeout, and they're going to have to try and go into the wind as we start off the second quarter. Let's go ahead and take that quarter break now. It's a 0-0 ball game after one on a windy night in Bloomfield. He's Scott Ulrich. I'm Tehl Tanner. Our Northeast Nebraska Game of the Week rolls on in 30 seconds on KYNTV.
You want peace of mind that you're healthy. Support your breast health by getting a mammogram every year starting at age 40. Multiple Avera Breast Center locations across the region offer easy access. We'll create a screening plan that makes sense for you. You have access to specialized breast cancer experts should you need it. Find a screening location near you at avera.org/breast.
Let's go to the second quarter, 0-0 ball game. Bloomfield, Hartington-Newcastle battling here. Bloomfield has their offense out there, 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line. Hartington-Newcastle just made the long jog. So we are in that second quarter now. Bloomfield has to go into the wind, but they're at only the 3-yard line. It's certainly manageable. Janito in the Wildcat. Everybody in tight. He'll take the snap. He's running it up the middle himself. He's right at the goal line. Second effort, and he is in for the touchdown. Bloomfield leads this ball game 6-0 on the first play of the second quarter. First play of the second quarter is Bloomfield 6. Brock Janito running the Wildcat himself. 2 lead blockers in front of him, and he'll get into the end zone. Lining up to go for 2, Janito. No, it's Eisenhower. Eisenhower under center, I formation. Janito the fullback. They're going to run the option to the outside. Eisenhower is stopped short. Massive hit, and the 2-point conversion is no good. I believe that was Rosner. Looking at it, yes, that is Cole Rosner with the hit, saving the 2-point conversion, but it is still 6-0. Bloomfield cashes in on the short field, and they're kicking off when we return. This is Northeast Nebraska Game of the Week on KYNTV.
My name is Dr. Gibson, and teaching allows me to show my compassionate spirit. I instruct a lot of students that want to go into the medical fields. If I can teach them how to be compassionate and look out for others and even help each other, they'll be better in their careers. They will be better physical therapists, better doctors, better nurses.
Show your spirit at Mount Marty University and schedule a tour today at showyourspiritmmu.com.
Bloomfield leads 1 play into the second quarter. Hartington-Newcastle's about to receive the kickoff. Hymas and Rosner back to receive this one. It's Jake Schroeder set to kick it away. It was a 3-yard run on 3rd and goal from Brock Janito to score on the short field for Bloomfield. They got it back at around the inside of the 30-yard line. They're able to take it and get it in for 6. Schroeder kicks this one off. Short end-over-end kick going out of bounds. Flags fly. We'll see what Hartington-Newcastle decides to do here. You can either take the penalty yardage or have them re-kick it. The offense is coming out on the field. Looks like they're just going to take the penalty yardage. Normally you get it at the 40 for an 100-yard field. For an 80-yard field, I'm actually not sure the spot they'll put it at. The 25, 30? Normally you start at the 15 on a touchback. I think they're setting up to start at around the 25-ish.
Yep, they're good.
Okay, so they're putting it on the spot where it went out of bounds, but it went out of bounds before that. Oh, now they're marching it off. They were standing at the 27-yard line. I'm like, it went out of bounds before the 30. Okay, so they're going to set it up at the 32-yard line. So still good field position for Hartington-Newcastle. The first down marker is across midfield. The 32-yard line is where they're going to be set up. And they're going into with the wind, but they lost the ball again. Ball is on the ground on the first snap of the drive. Bloomfield seems to think they have it. They do not. Well, yes, they do. Yes, they do. Bloomfield has the football. First snap of the drive. Hartington-Newcastle coughs it up. Looked like there was some confusion on the exchange between Rosner and Hymas.
And it looked like it was set up by it was a very quick snap, kind of a little bit high in the chest from the center to Hymas, and then the handoff wasn't clean there either way. So it's turning the ball over, and now Bloomfield gets it right back.
Bloomfield has a chance to go up multiple possessions, but they are going into the wind. They do have a short field, however, and Janeto's loose. Janeto gets to the outside, but he is taken down. Rosner from the secondary, able to swarm to the football. Janeto, I thought he might break that one. It ends up being a rush of only 5. Good form tackle from Rosner.
Janeto quickly adding to his tally there. 11 carries so far in this game, 51 yards, and that 1 touchdown.
Janeto. Oh, excuse me, this is a different man running commanding the huddle here for Bloomfield. He's got a first down run. That is Jacob Smith. Jacob Smith, the senior tight end, who I believe we saw catch a pass earlier. He just ran that one from the Wildcat himself. So that's the third different guy we've seen taking snaps at the quarterback position, that one in the Wildcat.
Yeah, and Smith also had a run of 10 yards, so very versatile coming out of the backfield or getting in pass plays there is Smith for Bloomfield.
1st and 10 into the wind, but a short field here for Bloomfield. They have it inside the 20. Janeto going up the middle. He's across the 15. Near the 12 is where he's taken down. Run of about 5 here on first down. It's 2nd and 5 incoming.
In on the tackle that time for the Wildcats was Aiden Collier. Been out the last couple weeks, had an injury he was dealing with. He's back on the field for the Wildcats tonight. The only injury that was of note for the Wildcats, they had a shoulder injury for Cole Benson. He is out again tonight.
10:28 on the clock, 2nd quarter. Bloomfield leads 6-0. Trying to tack on a few more as Janeto breaks the tackle, gets inside the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, Bees. Right on the 5 is where they're going to mark him. Janeto slow to get up here. He's had a heavy workload so far, but he does get up. Now he's coming off the field. He's going to check out for a play. They got to keep him healthy. 10:15 on the clock. Bloomfield needs this one to get into the playoffs. .6-0 score. Bloomfield on top, 1st and goal. Same guy, that's Jacob Smith, takes the snap, going up the middle. Stopped short. 1 or 2 yard line. I think they're moving the ball. They just picked it up, and now they're putting it at the 2. The 2 yard line is where we're going to be at. Maybe the 2.5. About the distance of an extra point here. 2nd and goal.
Seen the Wildcats a couple times this year. They play a lot of 3-3 stack defense with a couple defensive backs. Now they're putting 4 up front, just trying to stop this run game that's going straight up the middle.
9:30 on the clock here, 2nd quarter. Bloomfield trying to tack on another one. Here's Janeto. Janeto going up the middle. He's stopped at the line of scrimmage. He's still fighting. His forward progress was stopped at about the 2 yard line. Give him a half yard there. Still 2 yards to go. 3rd and goal. 3rd and goal is where Bloomfield scored last time they were here. It was on 3rd and goal from the 3. Looks like they've got it at about the 2 here. Back there again is Jacob Smith. Smith in the Wildcat. 8:47 on the clock. He dropped the football, running the option, and he falls to the ground. Mishandled the snap as he was trying to run to his right. Fell on it, but he lost a couple yards, and they're now back at the 5. 4th and goal. All of a sudden, Hartington-Newcastle has a chance to stand. This was 1st and goal from the 5 yard line. Now it's 4th and goal from the 5.
That might have been the break there that the Wildcats needed. They just needed something to go their way, and that time they got it. Puts them back just a couple more. As you mentioned, it's 4th and goal.
8:15 on the clock, 2nd quarter, 6-0 Bloomfield leads. This is going to be a big one here in the 2nd. 4th and goal. Bloomfield knows exactly how big this is. They call a timeout. Timeouts from Top Crop. Let's take it with them back in 30 seconds here on our Northeast Nebraska Game of the Week. Bloomfield up by 6. 4th and goal in 30 seconds.
Happy harvest, farmers! If you're an irrigator, how is your pressure this season? Has your irrigation pump been in the ground 20 years or more? Maybe it's time to assess your pump to avoid untimely breakdowns during the growing season.
Christensen Well and Irrigation recommends pulling your irrigation pump if it's been in the ground 20 years or more. It is time to plan for next season. Contact Christensen Well today to schedule your pump to be pulled. Christensen Well and Irrigation, with locations in Hartington and Wakefield, Nebraska. Visit them on Facebook or at christensenwell.com.
Out of a Top Crop timeout, it's 8:10 on the clock here, second quarter. Timeouts from Top Crop. Maximize your success this season with top-notch crop consulting and services offered at Top Crop. Visit topcropinc.com.
Mentioned Top Crop, Glenn Taney. Talked to him earlier this week, said everybody in his house is healthy and doing well. Had a bit of an incident with one of his kids. Was glad to hear everything turned out well and they're home, and talked to him this week, and so glad to hear that. It was very good news. It was a scary incident that they had. So Glenn at Top Crop, we're thinking of you.
4th and goal from the 5, and another timeout's going to be called. This time, Hartington-Newcastle takes the timeout. Didn't like the defensive set they had, didn't like the look here. It was both Eisenhower and Janito in the game there. They had Eisenhower as the quarterback. Janito lined up as a running back on that one. 8:10 on the clock. We're going to keep this one right here for this timeout. Scott, game situation, 4th and goal, 6-0, Bloomfield leads.
You know, the first thing that jumps off me, these coaches are treating it like this, the game is on the line, and that is kind of how this game could shape up. The wind affecting things, yards are tough to come by, but the situation really does say Brock Janito in this case. He's had 14 carries so far in the game. Eisenhower has 3.
Both of them are in.
Do they hand it to Brock like they're expecting, or is
I'd expect the option.
Is he the decoy?
Eisenhower is the quarterback, Janito as a running back. One receiver to the left, one to the right. We'll see if they run that option. It's 4th and 5. Eisenhower drops back to throw, rushes on, throws, incomplete. Missed his receiver, turnover on downs. Was looking for Jarrett Sauser. Just didn't hit him.
I think they had a couple guys in the end zone, but that might be a little gift for the Wildcats there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that one was just a miss on the throw or whether the receiver was in the wrong spot. It's always hard to tell which one of them got that one wrong, but definitely a mistake, and it's Hartington-Newcastle football now, 1st and 10 from the 5-yard line. Hymas running this one, Rosner in motion. He's going to throw it deep here with the wind at his back, and it is dropped. That would have been a 75-yard touchdown. It was, who was that? Will Fellmeyer. Oh, man, Will Fellmeyer just dropped it.
My nephew, Will Fellmeyer, he wants that one back.
I'm sure he'll get more opportunities, but that'd have been cool to see. Just there, backed up on the 7-yard line, took the top off the defense there. He's one of the fastest guys on the field anytime you step out there, and it was just dropped right about midfield is where that one was at. He would have taken that for a 75-yard touchdown.
Yeah, the first thing he did when it went through his hands, he put his hands over his ears, and I don't know if that was he didn't want to hear what people were yelling, or it was the oh no.
But he's good enough that hopefully he'll get another opportunity at that one. I hate seeing a young player get something like that. Oh, Bloomfield, big tackle for loss. In the backfield near the goal line. It might be at about the 1. That was on 2nd and 10. Now it's 3rd and 14. Hartington-Newcastle going backwards again. Nearly a safety. Quarterback Hymas was able to stay out of the end zone, but that was close. At the 1-yard line, Hartington-Newcastle is going to have to snap this football. Now you're just trying to run it. You stack everybody in the box. You got to run it out of the end zone to avoid the safety. Empty set. Receivers to the left and the right, and I think another timeout taken. Yep, Hartington-Newcastle takes their second. We have seen 5 timeouts taken. Hartington-Newcastle has 1 left. Bloomfield is out. 7:15 on the clock before halftime. It's rare when we have that many timeouts before at this point in the second quarter.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's one of those. We're going to talk a little bit about these plays here. They have 8 rushing plays, as does the Wildcats have. 4 of them are for a loss. 2 of them are for 0, and the other 2 only went for 6 yards. They have negative yards here so far through this first half.
7:15 on the clock. Second quarter. Hartington-Newcastle has the wind at their backs. But now it's 3rd and 14. They need the 15 for a first down. They're at their own 1-yard line. Hymas alone in the backfield, empty set. Fellmeyer out to the left. Rosner wide to the right. Everybody else in tight. 5 men on the line of scrimmage. 6 men in the box for Bloomfield. They'll send 5. Throwing it deep here. He's got Fellmeyer again. Overthrew him this time. Just missed, and it's 4th and 14. Hartington-Newcastle marches out the punt unit. Had Fellmeyer again, this time just a little long.
That's a 40-yard pass. It's tough to get the timing exactly right, and then the wind affects the ball too. So I like the call. I like going for it, and especially now your kicker, you just want to make sure don't step backwards as you go to make that kick, because he's right in near the back of the end zone.
.709 on the clock here, second quarter. Hartington-Newcastle ready to punt this one away. The snap is there. The punt is away with the wind. Ooh, this is a great one.
Go.
It bounced at the 34, and it's still going inside of the 5. It stops at about the 2-yard line. Are you kidding me? He punted that from the 1-yard line. The 1-yard line is where they snapped it, and it goes to the other 2. That is a 77-yard punt.
And the whole time,
are you kidding me?
The whole time that the Wildcats are in punt formation ready to go, both coaches for Bloomfield are yelling, "Get back!" They wanted someone to go back and field that punt. No one went back there, and it just kept going.
It just rolled. It just bounced and rolled, and I think it's going to be officially at the 3. They mark it at the 3-yard line, so that is a 76-yard punt.
Unbelievable.
Are you kidding me? A 76-yard punt.
If we had a play of the game, that's it. We'll call it now.
What? I don't think I've ever seen a punt like that. That was incredible. That's what you get when you got 40-mile-an-hour gusts. Talk about flipping field position. We just had a play, and I'm still talking about the punt. Bloomfield ran it up the middle for about 3 yards. Janito on the carry there. 6:40 on the clock before halftime. But, man, talk about flipping field position. That situation that Hartington-Newcastle was in through the entirety of the first quarter, backed up right at their own end zone, and you can't punt it away because that 40-mile-an-hour headwind's coming in. That is now what Bloomfield is going to be facing for the next 6.5 minutes. Cannot say enough about what that punt did for game situation. Not just how cool it was, but what it did for this game itself. Bloomfield going to run it for Janito again. He's trying to get to the outside. Stiff arms a man. He's going down the field. He's got a first down right around the 17-yard line. Hymas on the stop, but got the stiff arm and was able to get downfield for a first. 1st and 10 Bloomfield at the 17-yard line in their own territory. They got out of the shadow of their own goalpost.
You know, that punt, when it landed about the 35, I'm sitting there watching, and it just kept going so quickly, and there was no Wildcats around. I'm like, oh, no, slow down. Like it was almost
It almost went to the end zone. Like
Yeah.
it stopped at the 3-yard line. That's incredible.
Incredible.
What a punt from Hartington-Newcastle. Wow. They're going to run it to the outside this time with Eisenhower. He's hit out of bounds right near the sticks. We'll see if they give him the first. I think they will. 11-yard run on first down for Eisenhower. Bo Eisenhower, that junior, he's been playing a lot more after the injury to Gunther earlier this season.
So the adjustment that's being made there, the Wildcats stacking more players to the inside, moving their linebackers inside, trying to stop that inside rush. Now twice on this drive, it's opened up the outside run.
1st and 10, Bloomfield. 6 minutes to go before halftime. They lead this one 6-0. Going to go up the middle. 1-yard gain. Janito getting up slowly here. He's had a heavy workload in this first half, and he comes up little limping on that left leg. He's definitely favoring that left leg at the moment as he limps off the field. Tough sight to see. I know he's been battling an injury through the last couple of weeks. He's not healthy today. He's just good enough to go. That's kind of where they are at. Hopefully he makes his return. He's getting checked out on the near sideline now.
You see that ankle that's bugging him. He's got that already taped up heavily, too.
2nd and 9 after the 1-yard gain, 5:15 on the clock in the second. It's Eisenhower. Eisenhower runs the reverse. There's no Wildcats in the area. There is a flag down, but it is a first down run for Smith. Jacob Smith again on the reverse end around, going to the near sideline. Flag on the play, and Bloomfield is backing up. Bloomfield's going backwards here. It's going to be holding on the offense.
Yeah, their offensive person on the far outside of their line tried to hook the defensive end of the Wildcats and got a full grip of shirt coming off of the right shoulder pad. Very easy to see there, and the referee right on it with the call.
What a swing here. They were going to be inside of the 35-yard line of Hartington-Newcastle, but take away the big play and add the penalty yardage. They're at their own 19. That's a swing.
That's a swing.
2nd and very long here. Looks like 19. 2nd and 19 here for Bloomfield. They're going to send 2 deep. Throw a screen. It's completed, but he's going to take a heavy loss. Smith bobbled the football as he brought it in, and when you're running those wide receiver screens on the outside, that's all about being quick. When you bobble it, takes away your quickness. Everybody was able to swarm to the football. Heavy tackle for loss. Hartington-Newcastle gets there, and it is 3rd and more than 20. What are we looking at here? 25? 3rd and 25. Wow. Penalty yardage and a tackle for loss in the last 2 plays. Penalties can just end drives, and we're seeing that here, barring a 3rd and 25 conversion from Bloomfield. Here's that 3rd down play. They've got everybody in very tight. Looks like they're just going to, no, the ball is down. It was a bad snap. It was fumbled by the quarterback. He was under center.
Oh, and now another
And now
fumble.
it comes out as well. It comes out at the end of the play on 3rd down. Who has it? No official wording yet. They might have called him down. No, it is Hartington-Newcastle football. Another fumble on the play. Last time it was the Wildcats who coughed it up. Now it's the Bees. Hartington-Newcastle has it with 4:13 on the clock, and they're at the 15-yard line of Bloomfield. All of this comes back to the 76-yard punt. 76-yard punt that set up Bloomfield with terrible field position inside of their own 5, unable to get out of the shadow of their own goalpost. Then they turn it over, and instead of being in Hartington-Newcastle territory like they should have been at punting at the 1, Hartington-Newcastle gets it at the 15. You cannot overstate how big that punt was if Hartington-Newcastle can get this in the end zone. Hymas runs it up the middle for about 3 here. 2nd and 7 incoming for the Wildcats. 6-0 is the score as the clock ticks under 4 to play in the first half. Bloomfield leads. Hartington-Newcastle trying to take that lead.
Yeah, this is the most one of those drives that you have to convert right now. No matter what, 4 down territory, obviously. You only need to get another 10 or 11 yards. Wildcats have to have a score.
2nd and 7 here. Hymas alone in the backfield. Now he's going to send a man in motion right to left. He'll take it himself. Going right. He's got a man in the backfield, and it's a tackle for loss. Flag on the play. Sauser with the heavy tackle for loss back near the original line of scrimmage 3 yards ago. But we got to check penalty yardage. Hartington-Newcastle's already backed up. They're already a ways back.
Yeah, the referee was very quick to signal holding on the offense.
It.
Yeah, he
holding.
was. Wow. It was almost instantly he called it.
Holding on the offense, those can be drive killers. And here's one where Hartington-Newcastle has to convert. They really need to get across the first down marker, but they need more than that. They need end zone. When you get the ball at your opponent's 15-yard line, off a turnover with momentum, you got to cash in, especially when you're trailing by 1 possession here. 2nd down, and that is the silver lining. You've still got a couple downs to go. 2nd and 17. Spot foul once again. 2nd and 17 for Hartington-Newcastle. Hymas going to take the snap, fake to a running back in motion. Now he's going to throw a screen to Rosner. Rosner's going to the outside. He's got good yardage here near the first down. Going to be a few yards shy. Went out of bounds. I think they're going to mark him right around the 10-yard line for Hartington-Newcastle. They need the 5 for a first down. This is going to be 3rd down for Hartington-Newcastle at the 10-yard line of Bloomfield. Way to get the penalty yardage back from that last holding call. 3rd and 5. Wildcats It's Hymas, empty set. Rosner out wide to the right. Jason Hymas is a wingback off the right side of the line. Cole Hymas will take it himself, going up the middle, and he is near that first down marker. I think they're going to mark him just short, less than a yard. We're going to have 4th and inches here, 4th and inches. Thank our sponsor here, Security Bank. Score big with all the products and services offered at Security Bank. That's my kind of bank. 4th and inches. Hartington-Newcastle, 6-0 is the score. Hartington-Newcastle trying to tie up the ball game. 4th and inches, here we go. Empty set shotgun for Cole Hymas. Rosner out wide to the right. He'll take the snap. Going to up the middle. He's got first down yardage inside of the 5. 1st and goal, Wildcats.
Big play there. One of those, I was just sitting there watching the formation. I kind of expected the tush-push setup, get him under center. He's only got to go literally the length of the football. But sticking with that shotgun formation, very quick-footed, was Hymas diving forward, getting a first down. Now set up 1st and goal. Wildcats need to punch this one in.
Now 1st and goal from about the 4-yard line, it looks like. 1st and goal, same formation. Hymas takes the snap. It's on the ground. He's delayed, going up the middle, able to make positive yardage. And did he get in? Yes, he did. One official said down short. One official said touchdown. Hartington-Newcastle ties it up at 6. The official on the near side of the play that had the angle said touchdown. The one who was on the other side of the line said short. So you can trust the guy closer is what you normally go with, and he's the one who said touchdown. 6-6 is the score, and now the all-important point after. 2-point conversion attempt incoming to take the lead. Hymas in the gun, same set. Rosner in motion right to left. He's going to fake it. Now he takes it himself. He's got into the end zone. 2-point conversion. Hartington-Newcastle leads 8-6. 1:50 on the clock here. 2nd quarter before halftime. He's Scott Ulrich. I'm Tehl Tanner. That touchdown brought to you by Security Bank. Score big with all the products and services offered at Security Bank. That's my kind of bank. Let's go ahead and take a break. We'll come back in 30 seconds. Bloomfield gets it back down 8-2 with 1:50 to go before halftime.
Farmers, are you ready to maximize your success this season? At Top Crop, they've got you covered with unbeatable deals and top quality products. Take advantage of true 0% extended terms with no discount sacrificed. Get flat acre pricing on corn for unbeatable value. Keep your corn clean and strong with Viptera corn and plant the industry's leading E3 and Extend Flex soybeans for the best yields yet. Don't wait. Visit topcropinc.com or give them a call today. Top Crop, where you grow more.
1:50 on the clock here in the 2nd quarter. 8-6 is the score. Hartington-Newcastle takes the lead. Cole Hymas did it himself. He was able to get it into the end zone for 6 on a bobbled snap. Kind of delayed there. It hit the ground. He was able to pick it up and still somehow get into the end zone, and he scored the 2-point conversion himself as well. Good blocking on both plays to give him time.
Yeah, seemed like we've seen quite a few snap issues so far for the Wildcats.
Yeah.
But before we get to halftime and get to our stats, I will find out who the punter is. If someone knows, text me. Otherwise, you can't punt at 76 yards and not give that person some credit.
Oh, I was trying so hard to see who it was, and I couldn't read the number on the front of his jersey. It was crumpled up, and I couldn't see him. But we'll see if they punt again, I guess. If that happens, we'll be able to find him. But, man, a 76-yard punt was incredible. Set up that touchdown. They kick it away. Bloomfield's got it. Bloomfield's juking people out. This is Smith trying to get to the outside and turn a corner. Hymas is going to get the tackle right around the 30-yard line, but a good return for Bloomfield. 1:39 on the clock. Bloomfield's got to go into the wind here as we end before halftime. But a great return at the exactly the 30 is where they spot it. Exactly on the 30-yard line.
It's one of those in college or pro, you would never see your quarterback making a really solid hit on the sideline, but in high school you will.
Oh, yeah.
And that was right in front of us, a big hit there by Hymas to stop him.
Go to our out-of-town scoreboard before we begin this drive as we look at the Thursday night football game going on in the NFL. My Denver Broncos are leading the Saints 3-0 in what can only be described as a toilet bowl ball game. I could say it because I'm a fan of that team. Flags fly before the start of the drive, and I think we've got something on the defense.
It's an illegal substitution on the Wildcats.
So legal substitution's going to march off a few yards, and Bloomfield goes a few. So Bloomfield gets great field position to start this drive. 1:39 on the clock.
I guarantee our game is much more entertaining than the NFL game going on. 3-0, as you mentioned, but that's a return. It's the head coach for Denver's going back into the Saints, and that big thing there. So I know they got Drew Brees in town as well.
Yeah, they honored Drew Brees pregame for that one too. 1st and 5 here. Janito gonna go across the first down marker, still on his feet, breaking tackles. Now he's got blockers with him. He's across the 20 to the 15, inside, out of bounds. Cole Rosner able to knock him out. But what a play from Bloomfield. You're going into the wind, and all of a sudden you get momentum back. You're inside of the 15-yard line, and you've got a chance to go up before halftime.
And you give up 39 yards to Janito. What an athletic play, sidestepping defenders to get those yards.
Eisenhower, the quarterback, Janito to his right. And Hartington-Newcastle, I believe, just called their final timeout. They did. We'll take it with them. Timeout's brought to you by Top Crop. This is an 8-6 ball game, but Bloomfield knocking on the door with 1.5 minutes to go before halftime. Back here in 30 seconds on KYNT.
From sunup to well after sundown, the life of a farmer is a matter of choices, and you have the choice to make the right decisions for your operation to succeed. The power is in your hands. At Security Bank, our lenders recognize the need to better understand your numbers and come up with a plan to keep your operation moving forward. You make the decisions. We make the tools to make those decisions easier. Security Bank, the right choice for the future of your operation. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
1:26 to go before halftime. 8-6 Hartington-Newcastle leads, but Bloomfield knocking on the door. They're at the 15-yard line. Well, maybe mark them at the 14-yard line, actually. Yep, that's where the ball is. 14-yard line for the Bees. Eisenhower, the quarterback, in the gun. Janito to his right. He'll hand it to him. No, he's kept it himself in the option. He's going up the field near the 7-yard line. He's taken down. 2nd down, Bloomfield. Now, Bloomfield, both teams are out of timeouts. Hartington-Newcastle cannot stop the clock to get it back. Bloomfield's got to take their time here and make sure they run out the clock going into halftime and don't give it back to Hartington-Newcastle. Eisenhower runs the option. He'll take it himself, and he'll go down, maybe give him a yard here. It's going to be 3rd down. I'd take some time here if you're Bloomfield. If you don't get it on 3rd, you want to run out the clock and then just snap it with like 5 seconds to go on 4th. All right, 3rd down, 45 seconds on the clock. They're going to roll back to pass. They're going to let it fly into the end zone all alone. They've got a man. That's Smith. Jacob Smith, touchdown catch. Bo Eisenhower with his first one tonight. 12-8 your score. Bloomfield on top in this ball game. About a 14-yard touchdown throw. For Eisenhower, only his 2nd touchdown throw of the season. And the 2nd touchdown catch for Smith. On the 2-point conversion, they run it in. They've got it. Eisenhower took it himself. 14-8 is the score. Bloomfield on top of Hartington-Newcastle. 36 seconds left in the first half. We'll take a timeout and come back. Bloomfield leads when we return. He's Scott Ulrich. I'm Tehl Tanner. Northeast Nebraska Game of the Week from Bloomfield. Back in 30 seconds on KYNTV.
So, you need a new vehicle. What's the best vehicle for you? Where do you get financing? What's your trade worth? Answer all these questions and more at BillionAuto.com. You can compare 16 new car brands and thousands of used vehicles, all in the palm of your hand at BillionAuto.com. Plus, estimate the trade value of your vehicle in 2 easy steps. It's car buying made easy. Apply for credit pre-approval at BillionAuto.com. All applications accepted, not all approved.
36 seconds to go here before halftime. Bloomfield deferred to the second half, and they might have just given themselves a chance to go 2 for 1. Hartington-Newcastle is about to receive the kickoff, but there are only 36 seconds left, and Hartington-Newcastle cannot stop the clock with a timeout. Jake Schroeder set to kick this one away. Hymas and Rosner back deep. It's a line drive kick. Cole Hymas brings it in at the 10. He'll take it out across the 20, near the 34, and he's hit out of bounds. Good return, 29 seconds to go before halftime. Got to expect Fellmeyer and a couple of their other speedy guys are going deep here.
That's Tehl Tanner taking the words right out of my mouth. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Like, he's went down the left side and the right side on those plays.
And it was open both times. He's just fast.
Yeah, he's lined up on the right side right now.
Janeto's in coverage on him, and Janeto is 10 yards back behind the line of scrimmage. Now he's coming up to play on him. He's inside 5 yards now. We're keeping an eye on Fellmeyer. Hymas dropping back to throw. He's going to throw to the left side. Short pass completed to another Hymas and Jason, and he's out across first down yardage. Got out of bounds across midfield. At the 34-yard line is Hartington-Newcastle. That was Jason Hymas, the sophomore. Empty set for the quarterback, Cole Hymas. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. He'll take the snap, and it's bobbled. He picks it up, and he has to scramble with it. No, he threw it. He got it downfield, and what a good play that was from Hymas. Hit as he throws, able to get an incompletion, but that stopped the clock. If he went down there with 16 seconds to go, that might have ended it. That might have sent it to halftime. What a play to just get the incompletion.
Yeah, it probably would have ended it simply because he had 2 receivers that were down near the 10-yard line. It would have took too long to get them back and reset. Just a heads-up smart play there by a senior.
Was able to get rid of it. Not very often you praise an incompletion, but that was a heads-up play. 16 seconds to go, no timeouts for the road team, Hartington-Newcastle. Flag on the play, it's a free play, throw in deep. He's looking for Rosner, jump ball, nearly picked, doesn't matter. That was a free play, flags flew right away. And they're gonna say offsides false start in the offense. Why didn't they blow the play dead? Hold on. They let the play happen. They threw the flags right at the beginning of the play and then let it happen, which normally means it's offsides on the defense.
And the referee just said to the side judge, he's like, going this way? Like, he had to confirm it because that's usually not a play. They don't let those continue.
Yeah, they let that one continue, but it is procedure on the offense. They go backwards 5 yards. So no free play there. And that ticked 7 seconds off the clock. There should be 16 seconds on the clock because of that.
Yeah, that's just a reffing mistake there.
All right, 9 seconds on the clock, second down. At midfield now, at the 39-yard line, throw in deep. Well overthrowed everybody there. 4 seconds to go. Time for one more play before halftime. At this point for Bloomfield, you can just straight up drop everybody back and play prevent defense. You know they're throwing deep here. We might see a lateral or two with some backyard football, but we'll see what happens. 3rd and 15 is the down and distance, but that doesn't matter at this point. At the 39-yard line in Bloomfield territory, this will be the final play of the first half. 4 seconds to go. Hartington-Newcastle down by 6. Cole Hymas, the quarterback. Empty set. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. He'll take a low snap. Drop back to throw. Rushes on. Throws over the middle of the field, and it's nearly picked. Janeto got a finger on that one, and is incomplete. 14-8 will be your score at halftime. Bloomfield leads over Hartington-Newcastle. Along with Scott Ulrich, my name is Tehl Tanner. The Bloomfield Bees taking advantage of the win to the first quarter, and they lead 14-8. Let's take a break, come back in a couple of minutes. We'll get things rolling here on our halftime show. We'll go over all the stats of this one. We'll check our out-of-town scoreboard and go through those scoring plays. Back in a couple of minutes now on KYNT's Northeast Nebraska Game of the Week. Bloomfield leads 14-8 over Hartington-Newcastle.
I'm Brett Wiedenfeld, Chief Financial Officer and Ag Lender at the Bank of Hartington, and I'm also a Northeast Nebraska pork producer. At the Bank of Hartington, we have the tools and knowledge to help your operation grow. We know the needs of our producers and are eager to assist with the demands of your farm. How do we know? Because our Ag Lenders have true Ag experience. Call our experienced Ag Lenders at 402-254-3994.
Bank of Hartington, a proud supporter of all our students and athletes.
Moody Motors in Niobrara is here to help with all of your automotive needs, whether that means getting you into a nicer vehicle, servicing or repairing your current vehicle, or any auto body or glass replacement needs. If you are in the market for a nicer vehicle, we finance all new and used vehicles with very low interest rates. Moody Motors in Niobrara, your one-stop vehicle shop. View our inventory online at moodymotor.com.
You're in the mood for Moody.
Are you ready to drive home your savings? For a limited time, Explore CU is offering an incredible deal on auto loans. They'll beat your current auto loan rate by up to 2% on new and used vehicle refinances from other institutions. Choose from a variety of terms to fit your budget and lifestyle. Enjoy a fast, easy application and approval process with no application fee. Don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity to save. Visit us at explorerscu.com to learn more and apply today.
You want peace of mind that you're healthy. Support your breast health by getting a mammogram every year starting at age 40. Multiple Avera Breast Center locations across the region offer easy access. We'll create a screening plan that makes sense for you. You have access to specialized breast cancer experts should you need it. Find a screening location near you at avera.org/breast.
My name is Dr. Gibson, and teaching allows me to show my compassionate spirit. I instruct a lot of students that want to go into the medical fields. If I can teach them how to be compassionate and look out for others and even help each other, they'll be better in their careers. They will be better physical therapists, better doctors, better nurses.
Show your spirit at Mount Marty University and schedule a tour today at showyourspiritmmu.com.
Happy harvest, farmers! If you're an irrigator, how is your pressure this season? Has your irrigation pump been in the ground 20 years or more? Maybe it's time to assess your pump to avoid untimely breakdowns during the growing season. Christensen Well and Irrigation recommends pulling your irrigation pump if it's been in the ground 20 years or more. It is time to plan for next season. Contact Christensen Well today to schedule your pump to be pulled. Christensen Well and Irrigation, with locations in Hartington and Wakefield, Nebraska. Visit them on Facebook or at christensenwell.com.
All right, let's go ahead and begin things here on the halftime show from the Bank of Hartington. Where other banks have their branches, Bank of Hartington has their roots. As we talk about this ball game, it is largely determined by the wind. We had a 76-yard punt in this ball game to that effect. 14-8 is the score at halftime. Bloomfield leads over Hartington-Newcastle. Let's start it off going through some of these scoring plays from the first half. We had 3.
Yeah, when it was in the first quarter, it was a defensive stalemate. Wind affected things. You're probably going to get tired of hearing us say about the wind, but it is really that big of a deal. No score in the first quarter. We get to the second quarter, though, 6 seconds in, and Janito punches it in from 3 yards out. Their first score of the evening, 2-point conversion, was no good. And then at the end of the first half, with 1:50 to go, Hymas for Hartington-Newcastle gets into the end zone. Another 3-yard score, 2-point conversion. He ran it in himself again. That was good, and that put it 8-6, Hartington-Newcastle. With 36 seconds left to go, though, in the first half, Bo Eisenhower, a 7-yard pass complete to Smith, and 2-point conversion was good by Eisenhower running it in, and that is where we sit 14-8. Break things down a little bit. Let's talk about some of the stats.
Let's do it. Game stats today brought to you by Christensen Well, built on over 50 years of experience in the water well drilling industry and the geology of northeast Nebraska, southeast South Dakota, and northwest Iowa.
I will break this down, and I'm going to warn you right now, some of these do not make sense. Just how
it's been a weird game. That wind,
is.
Once again, we'll remind you of why it's weird. That wind is about 25 to 35 miles an hour going left to right on this field. It is coming in from the south. And this is a north-south field, so it is coming straight across. Both teams have been having to go into it for a quarter. It's 40-mile-an-hour gusts. It has affected everything. Give me the weird stats.
Yeah, there's some weird ones. Let's start with a normal one. Brock Janito, 18 carries, 111 yards, and 1 touchdown. That's normal. That is something that you're going to expect, and I expect similar stats from him in the second half. He's just that player. He's going to get his numbers. Also rushing the ball, though, Bo Eisenhower, 6 carries, 31 yards. And Jacob Smith had 4 carries for 18 yards. Everything looks normal there. Now it's going to get crazy. 3 for 4 for 7 yards and 1 touchdown was Bo Eisenhower passing the ball. 1 catch went to Jarrett Hauser for 8 yards, and then Jacob Smith, 2 catches for -1 yard total and a touchdown. So he's not even in positive yards, but he does have 1 touchdown to his credit. Those are the stats. So 32 total plays for Bloomfield, 4 pass, 28 rush. Now for the Hartington-Newcastle Wildcats, they had the ball a lot less, so they just don't have the plays. Total 19 total plays compared to 32 for Bloomfield. Rushing the ball, Cole Hymas, 9 carries, 14 yards. And then Jason Hymas, 1 carry, -4. And Cole Rosner does not have any positive yardage yet. Still looking to try to get on the positive side of things.
That's a rare thing.
It's the outside rush that he is known for, and Bloomfield is shutting that down. So rushing the ball, 12 rushes so far, and they're not in positive yards. Passing, Cole Hymas was 2 for 7, 19 yards. Those 2 catches, one by Cole Rosner and one by Jason Hymas, that went for totally, as I mentioned, 19 yards. Penalty-wise, both teams are getting penalized. Bloomfield has 25 yards on 3. Wildcats have 40 yards on 5. And the Wildcats lost 1 fumble to 2 fumbles lost for Bloomfield. And those are the stats.
Yeah, it's a weird game. You promised it, and that is exactly what we're seeing. Our halftime stats on the halftime show from the Bank of Hartington are brought to you by Christensen Well, built on over 50 years of experience in the water well drilling industry and the geology of northeast Nebraska, southeast South Dakota, and northwest Iowa. We'll keep things rolling here on the halftime show from the Bank of Hartington. In a couple of minutes, we'll go through our out-of-town scoreboard and get ready for second half action. Back in a couple of minutes on KYNTV.
Farmers, are you ready to maximize your success this season? At Top Crop, they've got you covered with unbeatable deals and top quality products. Take advantage of true 0% extended terms with no discount sacrificed. Get flat acre pricing on corn for unbeatable value. Keep your corn clean and strong with Viptera corn and plant the industry's leading E3 and Extend Flex soybeans for the best yields yet. Don't wait. Visit topcropinc.com or give them a call today. Top Crop, where you grow more.
From sunup to well after sundown, the life of a farmer is a matter of choices, and you have the choice to make the right decisions for your operation to succeed. The power is in your hands. At Security Bank, our lenders recognize the need to better understand your numbers and come up with a plan to keep your operation moving forward. You make the decisions. We make the tools to make those decisions easier. Security Bank, the right choice for the future of your operation. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
I'm Marie Haar, Vice President and Ag Lender at Bank of Hartington. I'm also a Northeast Nebraska beef and dairy producer. Whether it's developing a marketing strategy, a cash flow projection, or a break-even analysis, at the Bank of Hartington, we know that ever-changing demands and challenges of today's grain and livestock producers. How do we know? Because we are farmers, and we're living it too. Call our experienced ag lenders at 402-254-3994.
Bank of Hartington, a proud supporter of all our students and athletes.
Moody Motors in Niobrara is here to help with all of your automotive needs. Whether that means getting you into a nicer vehicle, servicing or repairing your current vehicle, or any auto body or glass replacement needs. If you are in the market for a nicer vehicle, we finance all new and used vehicles with very low interest rates. Moody Motors in Niobrara, your one-stop vehicle shop. View our inventory online at moodymotor.com.
You're in the mood for Moody.
Are you ready to drive home your savings? For a limited time, Explore CU is offering an incredible deal on auto loans. They'll beat your current auto loan rate by up to 2% on new and used vehicle refinances from other institutions. Choose from a variety of terms to fit your budget and lifestyle. Enjoy a fast, easy application and approval process with no application fee. Don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity to save. Visit us at explorerscu.com to learn more and apply today.
I am Juan Francisco Duarte, and basketball allows me to show my adventurous spirit. Right after graduating Mount Marty, I was selected to be part of the national basketball team for Colombia. Here I think is a great opportunity for me to expand, grow, and also help others to adventure in their journey.
Show your spirit at Mount Marty University and schedule a tour today at showyourspiritmmu.com.
All right, we're back here on the halftime show from the Bank of Hartington. Where the banks have their branches, Bank of Hartington has their roots. We'll go over our out-of-town scoreboard here. We'll start it off with other games going on in in Nebraska, and we do actually have a couple on this Thursday.
Yeah, there's a few as we look around the region here. Number 10, Ainsworth. They are playing Elgin Public Pope John. That game out in Ainsworth. Currently, it is almost halftime, just under a minute, and it's all Ainsworth, 46-6. That game there. Ainsworth, notary as Carter Nelson. That's where he graduated from. Now plays for the Huskers. He played for Ainsworth last year, so we kind of follow some of those scores. Another one that is in Northeast Nebraska, a game played in Creighton. They're playing North Central, 58-0 at the half. A running clock going to be for the rest of the way on that game. And one more to report in Class D2, Winside playing at Randolph. They're up 16-8. And again, those are in Class D2. Jumping into Class D1 in the state of Nebraska. There's a few that are out in the Panhandle and Central, but just to report around the region here, Plainview, they're receiving votes now to get into the top 10, so they're coming on strong in the second half of the season as well. They're playing the Lutheran High Northeast Eagles, and it's almost halftime. It is all Plainview, 31-0.
We'll go to the NFL. The Denver Broncos and the New Orleans Saints are playing in Thursday night football this evening. And just a couple seconds ago, the Broncos scored their first touchdown. It was their running back, Javonte Williams, who got into the end zone after it was 6-0 originally, so I believe it would be 13-0 if they made that extra point, which I believe they did. So the Broncos are currently leading in the second quarter in New Orleans.
See, the Saints give up the most amount of fantasy points to opposing running backs.
Yeah, I sat Javonte today.
That were a pass play, so I was like, oh, yep, that's going to be a good matchup.
I started the Broncos kicker, and that's worked out well, but I sat the running back, so now I'm sad. I'm a sad boy. Anyways, this is our halftime show brought to you by the Bank of Hartington. Where other banks have their branches, Bank of Hartington has their roots. We'll take a quick break. We're going to come back here in 60 seconds on KYNTV, and we'll go straight to the second half. He's Scott Ulrich. I'm Tehl Tanner. Back in 60 seconds on our Northeast Nebraska Game of the Week.
Happy harvest, farmers! If you're an irrigator, how is your pressure this season? Has your irrigation pump been in the ground 20 years or more? Maybe it's time to assess your pump to avoid untimely breakdowns during the growing season. Christensen Well and Irrigation recommends pulling your irrigation pump if it's been in the ground 20 years or more. It is time to plan for next season. Contact Christensen Well today to schedule your pump to be pulled. Christensen Well and Irrigation, with locations in Hartington and Wakefield, Nebraska. Visit them on Facebook or at christensenwell.com.
Farmers, are you ready to maximize your success this season? At Top Crop, they've got you covered with unbeatable deals and top quality products. Take advantage of true 0% extended terms with no discount sacrificed. Get flat acre pricing on corn for unbeatable value. Keep your corn clean and strong with Viptera corn and plant the industry's leading E3 and Extend Flex soybeans for the best yields yet. Don't wait. Visit topcropinc.com or give them a call today. Top Crop, where you grow more.
Bloomfield is set to receive the second half kickoff. They were deferred to start this ball game, and now they have a chance to go 2 for 1. They scored with about 45 seconds left in the first half, and now they're getting it back right out of the halftime locker room. Their defense was able to stand against Hartington-Newcastle in the final 40 seconds.
Mentioned before we went to the half that we wanted to find out who the punter is, who's doing the kicking. Number 5. It's Kane Gratzfeld is the punter, is what I'm getting word here up in the booth.
That's a freshman, by the way, with the 76-yard punt.
He's over at our house a lot. It's one of those, it's a small community where we live, so know all the kids, and they're over there, and they're doing kid stuff, and it's great to see a kid like that just have that kind of a play. He'll have that memory forever.
A 76-yard punt, it made even more impressive because this is an 80-yard field. 76 yards on an 80-yard field. I can't even begin to explain how impressive that is. I have never seen something like that, and I might never again. Like, that was insane.
Yeah, Bloomfield didn't help themselves. They didn't have anyone back there. Gave him a chance, and then it rolled out and just stopped perfect. So it's a good chance He'll never do that again, and we will probably never see it again.
It's punting on your own 1, and it goes to the opposing 3 and stops on its own. It wasn't touchdown. It's going to be kicked off to start off this second half, right into the hands of one of the up backs. He'll take it up across the 30 for Bloomfield. Starting this one off, that was Keaton Gilsdorf, and we are underway in the second half. But the story of that first half was Bloomfield controlling field position. They chose in the first half to defer. Hartington-Newcastle goes against the wind in the first and third quarters. Bloomfield's got it at their back to start off the third. Hartington-Newcastle have it at their back in the fourth. That's going to be big. 14-8 is the score out of halftime. Bloomfield on top of Hartington-Newcastle. Our second half is underway. First snap incoming for Matt Kuhar's team, head coach for Bloomfield. And procedure on the offense, false start, back them up 5 yards. We saw one of those right at the end of the half. They let the play go. They stopped this one.
Kind of look at this third quarter as the Wildcats, they just need to survive it. Just get through it, and then get the wind at your back, get some points, and get out of here with a win. Starting off with that penalty there for Bloomfield definitely helps out the Wildcats now. 1st and 15.
1st and 15. Bloomfield. Janito takes the snap in the Wildcat to start it off. He's going to his right. Couple of Wildcats there to bring him down. In the end, it was number 23 and Braden Lammers who got the stop. 2nd and 14. Gain of only 1. Maybe less than 1.
Braden had some big plays a couple weeks ago in Hartington. 2 picks on that defensive side for the Wildcats. That led to a victory there in Hartington. Going to need some big plays here in the second half.
Just underway in the third quarter. Once again, Bloomfield leads 14-8, but it's 2nd and a short 15 here. Going to the other side, it's Smith. Smith cutting up field near the original line of scrimmage. He'll go down. It'll be 3rd and 10. Jacob Smith with a decent run of 5, but still a long way to go. 3rd and 10 for the Bloomfield Bees. For Hartington-Newcastle, you got to expect they're enjoying Bloomfield running the football to start. At this point, Hartington-Newcastle obviously trying to put on points, but they want to get to the fourth quarter as quick as possible so that they get the wind back. This is a weird game today. 40-mile-an-hour headwinds in the face of the Wildcats. Bloomfield has it at their back. Here's Eisenhower rolling to his left, and he'll be stopped well behind the line of scrimmage. Hartington-Newcastle gets a tackle for loss. Carter Kelly on 3rd down. It's 4th and long now for Bloomfield. They're going to have to punt this one away. Hartington-Newcastle is going to get it back, and they're going to be going into the wind. Now here we go. Punting with the wind at your back is number 77, Jake Schroeder. We didn't get to see him punt in the first quarter, so we never got to see him punt with the wind at his back. We only saw it in the second when he was pinning into it. We'll see what he's got here.
It's a whole lot of yelling from the Wildcat sideline, and they were saying, get back farther. They wanted Hymas to go even deeper.
Good punt, bounced at the 10, goes nearly into the end zone. Did they put it in the end zone? Yes, they did. Touchback. It was right near the pylon is where it ended up.
Dangerous. It could have went one of those. It could have been out at the 1 or right near it, rolled over that pylon. That's a break for the Wildcats.
Hartington-Newcastle will get it at their own 15-yard line. 9:48 on the clock. Second quarter. First and 10, Hartington-Newcastle. Rosner wide to the left. Now he's in motion, left to right. Cole Hymas hands it off to him. Rosner hit behind the line of scrimmage, and he's going to go down for a loss. Loss of about 1 here. 2nd and 11. Hartington-Newcastle, in that first quarter when the wind was in their face, did a lot of this. They went backwards with the football.
Rosner's just one of the fastest kids on the field, and he cannot get outside. This is well-coached Bloomfield team that's stretching the field out sideways so they can't turn the corner there. And then the linebackers come on the backside and clean things up. Rosner just can't get positive yards.
9:20 on the clock here, 2nd and 11. Cole Hymas Lone in the backfield, empty set. Rosner in motion. He'll fake it to him. Now throwing deep. He's got Fellmeyer. Fellmeyer, it's a completed pass near midfield. And he's out of bounds. But he got the yardage that time. The throw was short. Hymas had to come back for it. He was wide open. The short throw was completed, but that did allow a DB to catch up to him. Either way, a massive play for Hartington-Newcastle. They finally connect deep to Hymas and Fellmeyer tonight. That one into the wind, which is what led to that throw being so short.
I got him for 27 yards on that passing catch. Got to get the nerves off, just kind of shake his gloves. He finally made that catch. I know he probably was nervous after that drop in the first half.
1st and 10. Hartington-Newcastle going into the wind here, throwing deep into the wind as well, and it worked. Hymas hit behind the line of scrimmage. A heavy hit for a big loss. Owen Kuhar, the coach's kid, with the stop.
Wow.
2nd and 12 after the 2-yard loss. That was big. Running the option there. Both players were nailed on the option.
Kuhar's the biggest man on the field, and
Yes.
he unloaded on Hymas on that play. Good that he held on to the football. He got hit that hard.
Kuhar is 285, and he's got the height to go with it. Massive hit. 8:20 on the clock here, 3rd quarter. Hartington-Newcastle trails 14-8. 2nd and 12. Rosner in motion left to right. They'll fake it to him. Hymas going to his left, now cuts upfield. Breaks a tackle, gets into the open space, needs a block, he gets it. Gets to the outside to the 20, and he's knocked out of bounds inside of the red zone. The 19-yard line is where they'll put him. A great run for Cole Hymas. He was hitting the backfield and made something out of nothing.
Exactly, 20 yards on that rush. Wildcats couldn't get anything going for yardage in the first half. Now they're getting big chunks, 27 and 20 respectively, setting them up inside the red zone.
14-8 is the score, 8:04 on the clock. 19 yards to go to the end zone for Hartington-Newcastle. This is the first drive today we have seen somebody go into the wind like this. Throwing deep runs. It's been impressive here. Procedure on the offense looks like false start. Everyone moved but the center. Everyone is wrong except the center. The center is always right.
I knew there was a story there.
There always will be. Centers cannot be wrong. That is how it works in the game of football. 14-8 is the score, 8:03 on the clock, 3rd quarter. About 4 minutes have passed here. Hymas fakes to Jason Hymas. Now Cole will take it to the outside. He'll get some of the penalty yardage back, but another penalty is thrown. Another flag on the play after a gain of about 4. 3 or 4 here. We'll check the penalty. Personal foul, face mask, defense. That's a big one. That's a 15-yard walk-off. That'll be a 1st and 10 inside of the 10-yard line. We're going to set up 1st and goal, Hartington.
And I was sitting there wondering, like, there was 5 or 6 players kind of all wrapped up in a gaggle, and then the flag come in. I'm like, you just didn't feel like it was going to be a holding call. So the face mask makes sense, and now the Wildcats are in great position.
Yeah, we'll see where they officially end up marking them. Oh, it looks like it was 1st and 16 there. So they're going to set them up with 1st and 1. How do we get first and 16? They had a false start that backed them up 5 yards, and then they had a face mask for 15 yards. That should add up to 15 total and a 1st down. Either way, they just had offsides on the Bs, so that gives them the penalty yardage back, and it's 1st and goal either way. So I guess, that worked out. 7:47 on the clock. 14-8 is your score. 1st and goal. Hartington-Newcastle after the offsides penalty on the Bees. Setting up at the 5-yard line. 1st and goal. Here's Hymas going to the outside. He's chased down near the goal line. Did he get in? He stretched it in. Touchdown. Hartington-Newcastle. Tie ball game at 14. 2-point conversion attempt incoming to take the lead. Bloomfield trying to keep it tied at 7:34 on the clock. 3rd quarter. Empty set for Hymas, the quarterback. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. 4 go deep into the end zone. The throw is dropped. Open receiver just let it go off his hands. Looks like that was Carter Kelly, the junior tight end. Just mishandled on that one. And it stays at 14 apiece. 7:34 on the clock. Cole Hymas scores the touchdown. 14 apiece, 7:34 on the clock in the third quarter. He's Scott Ulrich, I'm Tehl Tanner. Let's take a break. Back in 30 seconds on KYNTV.
Did you know that using your debit card to pay in stores, online, even within apps, has never been easier or more secure? Now there's a better way to pay with Digital Wallet from Security Bank. Whether at the coffee shop, grocery store, or online, instead of making purchases using your plastic card, now you can pay with your smartphone, tablet, or smartwatch. Just touch, tap, pay the easy way with Digital Wallet from Security Bank. Ask about it today. Member FDIC.
14-14 is the score. Here on KYNTV's Northeast Nebraska Game of the Week. 7:34 on the clock in the third quarter. Set to kick this one away is Cole Hymas for Hartington-Newcastle. Smith back deep, along with Max Smith. A couple of Smiths back there. Smith going to get hit inside of the 20-yard line. A big special teams play for Hartington-Newcastle. That was number 3, Ty Upfer. 14-14 is your score. 7:26 on the clock. Bloomfield's going to set up at about the 21-yard line. 22-yard line. 1st and 10, Bloomfield Bees in a tie ball game. This has been an interesting one here today, Scott. It's been weird with the wind, but Bloomfield has it at their back for the next 7 minutes and 26 seconds. Then Hartington-Newcastle will get it in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and Bloomfield goes straight back in and gives the ball to Janito.
Yep. Short game here on 1st and 4. Janito, tell me his stats. You wanted to say it. Gain of 4 on that first down play.
I did. I wanted to say one of those, you're going to go and give it back to him. He's got over 100 yards now. That's been their motto through the first half, and they just got away, and they turned the ball over there on that first drive. So I fully expected Janito on that play.
7 minutes to go before halftime. Wildcat, Janito again. Janito breaking it to the outside. One man to beat, it's Rosner. Rosner with a good form tackle, forces him out of bounds, but across midfield is Brock Janito.
Janito looked real good there. Got past the initial line of scrimmage and kicked it to the outside. Nobody was home there for the Wildcats. A gain of 14 on that play. Puts them right near midfield.
1st and 10 from the 38 in Hartington-Newcastle territory. 6:47 on the clock. 14-14 the score of the ball game. Bloomfield marching now. They're across midfield. The wind is at their back. Temperature continues to drop here. We're sitting in the mid-60s with a 40-mile-an-hour gusts and a straight wind at 25 to 30. It's kind of chilly out here for a lot of players and fans. It's going to be Kelly. No, Smith. Smith breaks free. Smith beats Rosner. Smith stays on his feet. We got a 38-yard touchdown run, and Bloomfield is on top of this ball game. 38 yards, Jacob Smith. What a run. (20-14) is the score after Bloomfield tacks on 6 more. Needed to score in the third. They did just that with still plenty of time left. The wind at his back. He just flew down that left sideline. Was able to stay on his feet, beat Rosner. Rosner had a good hit on him. Put him off balance. He's able to stay in. Quick throw for the 2-point conversion. Hit the intended receiver in the helmet. And it is no good. So the 2-point conversion is no good. 20-14 is your score. A 38-yard touchdown run from Jacob Smith. Let's take a break. We'll come back in 30 seconds. Hartington-Newcastle now trails. They need to get down the field. Back in 30 seconds on KYNTV.
With so many choices for students out there, life can become quite hectic. From choosing the right school to managing your finances, it can be hard to keep it all in check. Bank of Hartington is here to help you take the worry out of your finances. Our free Student Club checking includes all the features and benefits you'll need to start life out on the right path without the worry of hidden fees and charges. So if you're ready to enter that next stage of life, work with a fifth-generation bank who's had their roots planted firmly in Northeast Nebraska since 1934. Contact us today. Bank of Hartington, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Twenty to 14 is the score of this ball game here on KYNTV. Bloomfield scores on a 38-yard touchdown run from Jacob Smith. Longest touchdown we've seen today. Bloomfield set to kick this one away. Hartington-Newcastle marching into the wind. Let's see what they can do with the football. Schroeder puts the foot to the ball. We've got a high end-over-end kick well out of the back of the end zone. That nearly went through the uprights. I'm not joking. That nearly went through the uprights. It hit right below the uprights. This wind is crazy.
It is crazy. Give you an update on the wind. An official with the National Weather Service, my cousin, retired 35 years.
There you go. I'm just going off a regular app, man.
Yeah,
Here we go.
No, I'm getting the and kind of the cool stuff here. He graduated from Bloomfield High School. I can actually see the house he grew up in, and he said this wind is going to continue through the game, and it will continue through tonight and into tomorrow. So no relief for the foreseeable future.
Make sure you're careful in terms of burning over the next couple of days. We've definitely got some difficult things going. Rosner's going to have a completed pass near the line of scrimmage. Going to go for a 1-yard loss. Good coverage from Bloomfield. Tackle for loss for the Bees once again. That was Smith. Smith, who just got the touchdown, now gets the TFL. 2nd and 11 for Hartington-Newcastle. Now, once again, fire danger high. Make sure you're careful at the moment. 6:03 on the clock. 20 to 14 is the score. Hartington-Newcastle trying to put together a drive, but going backwards on play number 1. Rosner in motion now. They're going to hand it to him, trying to go to the outside. He's got blockers. He'll turn the corner, get upfield. Got the first down yardage and out of bounds. We'll see where they mark him. Looks like this will be a run of about 13. 2nd and 11. And
13 is exactly what I got as well. That is the first time tonight that Rosner's been able to get to the corner, turn north-south. In that case, he was turning south, and finally get that first down yardage. Good run by Rosner.
You scared me, man. I thought you started pointing, and I thought you were pointing at a flag, and I trail off looking for this thing. Now you're just counting yardage with your fingers.
I was, and that finger was, yes, run the football.
Here we go. Hymas to the outside. He's got blockers, but he's tripped up. Short gain on the floor. Able to get that shoestring tackle was Emmanuel Pena. Pena with the stop there. It'll be a 2-yard gain. If he didn't get that one, that would have been a big one for Hartington-Newcastle. 2nd and 8 for the Wildcats. Second and 8, Hartington-Newcastle. Hymas alone in the backfield. Now Rosner in motion. He'll hand to him again, trying to run the sweep to the outside. Bloomfield's all over it. Might have got a half-yard loss on that one. They've been ready for Rosner tonight on those end arounds.
And that one was the big man, Kuhar, in the middle, 280-pounder. He got through the line and was sitting there just waiting for him.
3rd and 8, 4:50 on the clock, 3rd quarter. Bloomfield leads over Hartington-Newcastle. 20 to 14 is your score. Kuhar comes out for a snap here on 3rd down. 3rd and 8. Hymas. Alone. Rosner in motion. Takes the snap. Drops back to throw. Has a man over the middle of the field, and he finds him. Incomplete. Dropped. Another one dropped. Ashton Wakely was the intended receiver on that one. Just difficult hands for Hartington-Newcastle tonight. This is probably the coldest game they've played all year. The temperature is in the mid-60s once again, but with that 35, 40-mile-an-hour gusts, it can get cold. Hands are a little colder than they've been all season long. You got to adjust to that.
Yeah, that's a tough play there. Had the yardage, was going to be right there, but solid defense was there as well for Bloomfield.
To illustrate the point of, even though it's mid-60s, the wind is making it cold, almost everybody in the stand is either in blankets or heavy coats. That is what it looks like here. 4th and 8. Kick gets caught up in the wind. It'll bounce at the 31 and get stopped at the 28. It only bounced 3 yards. Man, that wind is heavy. But a decent punt for what it's worth, and it's across the 30-yard line in Bloomfield's territory. Considering the headwind today, that's not a bad one.
No, take what you can get, and just now you got to have a defensive stand. You got, about 52 yards Bloomfield would have to go to get to the end zone, so the defense has plenty of room behind them to work with 4:20 to go here in the third quarter.
20-14, Bloomfield leads. They have a chance to go up multiple possessions going into the fourth here. Hartington-Newcastle needs to stand. Bloomfield really needs to get in the end zone. 1st and 10. Jonato down at the line of scrimmage. Same guy, it was Wakely. Wakely who dropped that pass on 3rd down, gets the tackle for a 1-yard gain for Jonato.
And Wakely came up enormous a couple weeks ago. He was one of the Avera players of the game. Tonight, he just looks like he's a little bit dinged up. You can tell he's favoring his left leg, just the way he's standing. And I don't know if that's what's slowing him down, but he looked very sharp 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, at this point in the football season, nobody's fully healthy. Everybody's just good enough to go. That's just kind of the name of the game. 3:45 on the clock, 20-14 is the score. Everybody's banged up, and Bloomfield can tell you that first off, and they get the defense to jump here. Defense jumps off sides in the hard count. Encroachment, and we've got 5 yards for the offense. So 2nd and 9 turns into 2nd and 4 for the home team.
5-yard penalty makes it 2nd and 4 for the Bees.
Second and 4 here for the Bees. It's Smith again. Jacob Smith in the Wildcat. He just ran one for 38. He's going to go to the outside, turned up field, and he'll be taken down across the sticks by Cole Hymas. That is a 1st down run of 5. 3:25 on the clock, 1st and 10. Bloomfield right at midfield, sitting at the 40-yard line, just across.
Bees go across midfield to Wildcat territory. Ball is spotted.
About the 39.5-yard line is where they're going to be setting up. Bloomfield just ran one in from 38 on the last time they had the ball at this down and distance. Going to the left side. 2-yard gain here for Smith. Jacob Smith takes it to the 37. 2nd and... only 2. They back it up here. 2nd and 8 here after a 2-yard gain. They originally marked him about 3, and then they moved the ball back about a half-yard.
Watching assistant coach Mike Johnson over the defensive coordinator. He's waiting as long as he can before he calls in what defense he wants to play.
2nd and 8 is the down and distance here. Outside, Jonato trying to break one. He's got speed, gets to the corner. 1st down run for Bloomfield inside of the 30. Marked out at the 28-yard line.
Yeah, shoved out of bounds. Jonato very quick there, getting to the corner. Good seal block by Bloomfield, hooking everybody to the inside, and it allowed Jonato to free up on the outside and push down for positive yards. Be 1st and 10 now, ball set up at the 28-yard line for Bloomfield.
1st and 10, tight set, Wildcat. Jonato again's got the football. He'll take the snap, moving to his left. He's got a blocker in front of him, now cuts up field, breaks a tackle from one man. Short gain of around 3. 2nd and 7 incoming for the Bees. Rosner on the stop, 2:08 to go in the third quarter. 20-14 is your score. Once again, with the wind at your back, you really want to score within the next 2 minutes if you're Bloomfield. because the wind will be in your face for the entirety of the fourth quarter. If you can go up 2 possessions going into that fourth, you get yourself a little bit of leeway because you expect Hartington-Newcastle with the wind to maybe make a comeback here. You need that cushion going into the fourth with the wind as crazy as it is. Genito going up the middle, getting and diving his way for a gain of 6. 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1.
Yeah, very important play here, 3rd and 1. If they can hold him here, force 4th down. That's a position the Wildcats need to put him in.
3rd and 1. Tight set. Janito in the Wildcat. He'll take the snap, going up the middle himself. Great blocking. Nobody touched him before he had first down yardage. Gain of 2. And it's 1st and 10 for the Bees. And nobody even touched him before he had crossed that line to gain.
Usually the Wildcats, I'll say, you know what, they're a little bit bigger than the other team, but tonight Bloomfield has definitely got some big players in the trenches up front. Kuhar, he leads the way, and they're running right behind him, 280-pounder.
20-14 is your score. 52 seconds left. The clock is moving. Bloomfield inside of the red zone now. They're trying to march. Want to score here. Go up 2 possessions if they do. Smith taking snaps again. Smith will take it in the Wildcat, moving to his right. Rosner secures the edge. Hymas makes the tackle. Gain of 2. Jacob Smith running that one for a gain of 2 or a decent spot. They'll give him 3 here. So 2nd and 7.
See if they can get one more playoff. Clock's under 20 seconds, and it looks like Bloomfield is content to go to the fourth quarter.
Clock is the friend of the Bloomfield Bees as we go to the fourth. They are knocking on the door of going up multiple possessions. 20-14 is the score after 3. He's Scott Ulrich. I'm Tehl Tanner. We'll take a break, come back, and keep things rolling on our Northeast Nebraska Game of the Week in 60 seconds.
Moody Motors in Niobrara is here to help with all of your automotive needs. Whether that means getting you into a nicer vehicle, servicing or repairing your current vehicle, or any auto body or glass replacement needs. If you are in the market for a nicer vehicle, we finance all new and used vehicles with very low interest rates. Moody Motors in Niobrara, your one-stop vehicle shop. View our inventory online at moodymotor.com.
You're in the mood for Moody.
Are you ready to drive home your savings? For a limited time, Explore CU is offering an incredible deal on auto loans. They'll beat your current auto loan rate by up to 2% on new and used vehicle refinances from other institutions. Choose from a variety of terms to fit your budget and lifestyle. Enjoy a fast, easy application and approval process with no application fee. Don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity to save. Visit us at explorerscu.com to learn more and apply today.
Twenty to 14 as we go to the fourth quarter of play. Bloomfield is knocking on the door. They're in the red zone, setting up the 14-yard line of Hartington-Newcastle, now going into the wind for the rest of this ball game. They've only got 14 yards to go and a chance to go up multiple possessions in the fourth. Genito takes the snap in the Wildcat, trying to turn the corner on the right side. He's tracked down before he can get anywhere, down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 3rd down. Here's the chance for Hartington-Newcastle. You can't go down multiple possessions in the fourth. If you're able to get a stop on 3rd and 4th, you get it back in a 6-point game with the wind at your back.
And defensively, I got to expect it's an all-out blitz. They just cannot give up anything here. Got to try to make a play in the backfield. And we'll see what the call comes in from the defensive side. Looks like they're set up in a 4-man front here.
Bloomfield took their time getting in the play. They really thought about this one, and they're going to run with Janito in the Wildcat again. He's got Smith off his right shoulder. Hartington-Newcastle stacks the box. They send 6. They're going with Smith to the outside. Smith turns upfield. He'll go down after a gain of a few. We will have 4th down. We'll see what the distance is. 4th down from the 11. 4th and 4. This is a massive play, biggest play of the game so far. 20-14 is your score. Bloomfield trying to go up multiple possessions. They're in the red zone, set up at the 11-yard line of Hartington-Newcastle. 4th and 4. Hartington-Newcastle down by only 6, trying to get the ball back. Here we go. They'll come up to the line of the scrimmage after breaking the huddle. It is Janito. In the Wildcat, Smith off his right shoulder. Hartington-Newcastle going to send 5 here. Pass play, Janito throws it, and it's intercepted. Intercepted. Rosner's got it. Rosner takes it out across the 10 to about the 14. Hartington-Newcastle gets it back on 4th down.
Rosner made an outstanding play, reading the eyes of the quarterback there. Janito sat back in the pocket, and it's a good thing he did, because if it would have went just a touch higher and got past Rosner, Bloomfield had a receiver in the corner, would have been in for a touchdown. Outstanding play for Purple and White.
First interception of the year thrown by Brock Janito. 20-14 your score. Hartington-Newcastle, they stand near the goal line. That snap was at the 11. The return comes out to the 13. 1st and 10 Wildcats. Hymas throwing deep right away. Missed his man. He was trying to go for Carter Kelly. The pass game has just not been there for Hartington-Newcastle today. Only a couple of completed passes. One to Fellmeyer that went down the right sideline. It was caught up in the wind, but they were able to get a good 20-yard gain out of it. Outside of that, it's been few and far between. Update on the out-of-town scoreboard here for Thursday Night Football. We've got halftime in the NFL. The Broncos lead the Saints 16-3.
Told you ours was more exciting. We got more points.
I'm a fan of the Broncos. I can fully say that's a toilet bowl game. Oh, it's bad snap here. Right on the next play, Hymas picks it up and is actually able to gain a yard.
Broken play, number 8.
The only thing is, when he gained that yard, he absorbed the entire contact with Kuhar, just put a left forearm into him and knocked him to the ground.
3rd down for Hartington-Newcastle, under 10 minutes to play. Ashton Wakely's going to come off the field for this play. Big loss on the offensive line.
If you don't get the yards, I still think this is a punt formation on 4th down.
3 men on the line of scrimmage, 4 receiver set. Hymas alone in the backfield, 9:33 on the clock. Down 6, 3rd down. Looking to throw, throws over the middle of the field. Too high. Rosner tried to go up and get it, couldn't find it. 4th down, punt formation for Hartington-Newcastle. And that punter back there again, Kane Gratzfeld, who had the 76-yard punt earlier in this ball game. He's all the way out at the 15-yard line. He's got to rein it in a little bit. He could put it out the other end zone. Bloomfield does have somebody back. Looks like that is Max Smith. He's standing at his own 20. That is how heavy the wind is. They're punting from the 15. The other player's at his own 20. And he wasn't even back far enough. It's going to go over his head, bounces inside the 15, but it bounces sideways. So he picks it up at the 11. And then he is taken down just across the 15 when he tried to return it. They're going to give him the, generous spot at the 19. So they'll give him the 19 here, but a great punt for Gratzfeld once again.
Yeah, that one, as soon as it hit the ground, took a 90-degree turn to the right and gave Bloomfield a chance to pick it up and field it. But, again, great punt there by Gratzfeld. This drive here, this could be the game that the Wildcats, they have to make a defensive stand.
Bloomfield with 9:12 on the clock. If you're able to take some time off the clock and go up 2 possessions if you end in a score, as you said, that could about do it. Bloomfield needs to get in the end zone. They need to take time off. Hartington-Newcastle, they have to have a stop. 1st and 10, Janito in the Wildcat. He's going up the middle again. He's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage, fall forward for a gain of 2.
Runs, brought down by number 50.
I think it was Hymas. Cole Hymas was the first one there.
And number 9, Aiden Rosner.
Rosner also there. Aiden Rosner, 2nd and 8. Second and 8 for the Bees. They'll split 2 out wide to the right. Alone out wide to the left is Sauser. Handoff running back, no, running the option to the outside. Once again, he's got 1st down yardage. Bo Eisenhower out of bounds, but a flag comes in on the tackle, it looked like. This could be a few more for Bloomfield. Thrown right where Eisenhower was forced out of bounds. We'll see what the flag is, but this could tack on more if it's a potential late hit or something out of bounds.
I saw the ball roll out of bounds, so I don't know if he tried to pass. I just didn't see the...
Holding offense.
Yep.
Holding offense. That's the call. That is a massive one. Took out a 13-yard run.
And it happened right at the last second of the play.
And that's a spot foul. So it was one of the wide receivers who was blocking downfield. So they're actually still going to get a gain on the play. They gain 2 yards, and it's 2nd and 5. I don't think I've ever seen a penalty go against a team and then go for a gain. That's rare you see that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen that before, but that's rare. Gain of 2 after the penalty yardage, and Bloomfield will take it. It's Gunther who takes the snap. He'll hand to Jonato, and he has lost the football. Ball's on the ground. Hartington-Newcastle's got it again. Fumbles. The Bees have turned it over multiple times, and now Hartington-Newcastle gets it inside of the 25 in opposing territory.
Mr. Carter Kelly. He was the first one to get there, but there was a couple other Wildcats. It was on the ground for quite some time before finally they saw it and jumped on the ball. Janito coughs that one up. Wildcats in good position right now, first down.
1st and 10. Hartington-Newcastle. Hymas. Empty set. He'll take the snap. He's running it up the middle. Dodges a man. Goes forward for a few. Gain of 5. 2nd and 5 incoming. Trailing by only 6 is Hartington-Newcastle. They could tie up the game, getting in the end zone, and they could take the lead with a conversion. Under 8 to play here in the 4th quarter. In this quarter, once again, Hartington-Newcastle gets the wind at their back, and that has been massive. All game long. Whichever team has the wind at their back, that seems to be the quarter that they're scoring in. 2nd down. It's Hymas again keeping it. He'll go off his right tackle this time. Gain of 2 or 3. We're going to have 3rd down inside of the 20-yard line. 3rd and 3 it'll be officially for Hartington-Newcastle. 7:30 on the clock in the 4th quarter. Third and 3 for the Wildcats. Got 2 downs to convert. Need to get in the end zone. Rosner out wide to the left. Jason Hymas wide to the right. Cole Hymas takes the snap, and he's running it again. Going left this time. He gets to the outside. Breaks free. He's inside the 5 before he's pushed out of bounds. The Bloomfield crowd wanted a holding call. There was no penalty. And it'll be 1st and goal for Hartington-Newcastle. Under 7 to play in the 4th quarter. 20-14 is your score.
That's just good patience there by Hymas, waiting for his blockers to set up, looking for the open field, and that time he saw it to the outside.
Hymas, empty set again. Jason Hymas wide to the right, Rosner to the left. Cole Hymas has a word with his center. From the 3-yard line, 1st and goal. Hymas going to take it up the middle himself, and he's in for the touchdown. Tie ball game in the 4th quarter at 20. And now here comes the all-important 2-point conversion. Will we stand tied, or is Hartington-Newcastle about to take a lead with under 7 to play? 2-point conversions have not been successful so far tonight. Both teams have failed repeatedly. Hartington-Newcastle got their first one. Bloomfield got their second one, and those are the only 2 that have been converted all night. Here we go. Hymas has Rosner in motion. He'll take the snap. It's low. He's looking to throw. Now he's going to take off. Scramble. He's hit at the 1. Did he get in? Yes, he did. Hartington-Newcastle leads this ball game in the 4th quarter.
Wow. Heads-up play. He was looking to pass, but it was a low snap, distracted him a little bit, and just said, I've got to run. He didn't make it by much because there was right at the goal line. Outstanding play by Hymas.
22-20 is your score. 6:51 on the clock in the 4th quarter. Bloomfield's getting the ball back when we return. They've got to drive into the wind and a chance to go take this ball game. Under 7 to play. Let's take a break here. That touchdown from Security Bank. Score big with all the products and services offered at Security Bank. It's my kind of bank. Back in 30 seconds on KYNTV.
My name is Dr. Gibson, and teaching allows me to show my compassionate spirit. I instruct a lot of students that want to go into the medical fields. If I can teach them how to be compassionate and look out for others and even help each other, they'll be better in their careers. They will be better physical therapists, better doctors, better nurses.
Show your spirit at Mount Marty University and schedule a tour today at showyourspiritmmu.com.
22-20 is the score of the ball game. Hartington-Newcastle now on top of Bloomfield, but Bloomfield just about to get the ball back. They've got to drive into the wind. They've got 6 minutes and 51 seconds to go. This game is flipped back and forth repeatedly. Officials are going to blow this one dead right before it's kicked off by Gratzfeld. Do we have a penalty? What happened here? There's no flags, I see. You see something, Scott?
No, I don't. It was the far side judge that signaled it. He come in, now he's talking with Gratzfeld, but I don't see any penalty flag.
I'm not sure the ball was maybe in the correct spot. The ball fell off the tee originally, and he had to reset it. Maybe it got moved a little bit. Maybe the tee was set in the wrong spot after that. I'm not sure. But we're going to be re-kicking here, 22-20. Hartington-Newcastle is ready to kick this one off. Max Smith and Jacob Smith back to receive this one. Kane Gratzfeld puts the foot to the football, end-over-end kick, and it goes into the end zone. From the 15-yard line, Bloomfield's last gasp will begin. They've got to get down the field.
Well, however this turns out, the Wildcats have made an outstanding effort getting back into this game, being kind of trailing and having a tough time in that first half, and now getting back 2-point lead off of the 2-point conversions. Those are so critical in 8-man football, and now going to force the home team to go the pretty much length of the field into this wind.
We'll remind you of the field conditions once again, heavily affecting this ball game all night long. It's about 66 degrees, and we've got a procedure penalty on the offense before we even get rolling. We've got about a 25 to 30 mile per hour wind. Legal substitution on the defense. Do they have 9 out there? They do.
1, 3.
Yeah, they had 9 out there. So the 5-yard penalty will make it 1st and 5. That was not on the offense. Normally when you blow it dead right at the snap, that's on the offense, but that was just because there were 9 on the field for Hartington-Newcastle. So 1st down from the 20-yard line is where this drive starts. 1st and 5. Knocked out of bounds by Hymas, and I believe a 1st down run for Janito. 22-20 is your score. Gusts tonight in the wind over 40 miles an hour. This has been a windy ball game. A game that saw a 76-yard punt. It is that windy. 1st and 10. Bloomfield. Janito once again in the Wildcat. He'll take the snap. He's going up the middle. Breaks to the outside now. Rosner puts him on the ground after a gain of 6. Good gain on 1st down. 6:35 on the clock. Bloomfield. Chunk plays going down the field is the name of the game for them. They've got to keep rolling. Janito will come off the field for a play, and Jacob Smith will come in to command the huddle on 2nd and 4. Smith will run the Wildcat. 2nd and 4 for Jacob Smith. Waiting a long time here is Bloomfield. Now they take the snap, and they're going to be hit right at the line of scrimmage and tackled down for no gain. Looks like Aiden Collier with the stop.
Collier made good contact and hadn't had his hands on the ball. Bloomfield able to secure it, though, but knock him straight down to the ground. Good play there by Collier.
Not sure what Bloomfield was taking so much time for there. A lot of time ticked off the clock between plays. Now it's 3rd down, and you absolutely have to go for it, even if you're on your own side of the field. 3rd down. 3rd and 3. Bloomfield. Janito in the Wildcat again. Takes the snap, he's going up the middle, and he's hitting at the line of scrimmage, and he'll fall forward for a positive gain. We're going to have 4th and just over a yard. Just under a yard, maybe. 4th and 1. The clock is going to tick under 5 minutes to go here. Both teams do have all timeouts. This game is not over if they don't convert, but Hartington-Newcastle could go tack on a score and make this a 2-possession game if they get it back. 4th and 1 from their own 35. Janito in the Wildcat. He'll take the snap. He's running forward, and he's got the first down. Bloomfield's drive continues.
Give credit to that kid, Janito. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Almost held up, and then this the will just to drive forward 1 more yard to move those chains for Bloomfield. That would have been one of those. The Wildcats would have had Bloomfield right where they wanted them to close this game out. As Janito says, not so fast, and he got 2.5 on that play.
This is the final game of the regular season for both programs. We go to playoffs after this. Bloomfield trying to secure their spot. They'll get in with three losses only and a win over this Hartington-Newcastle team, who is currently, in terms of the seeding poll, in the top 10. Ball comes out on the next run. Hartington-Newcastle has it. Another fumble, I believe that's number 4.
It is.
4 fumbles for Bloomfield. Hartington-Newcastle returns it inside of the 20.
Fumble on the play, recovered by Hartington.
Heartbreak for the home team.
And that was Carter Kelly making a big play over there. Carter Kelly, as well as number 40, Wakely. The ball come out, and then they just took off running, kind of dragging a Bloomfield player for about 15 yards. Wildcats now have it 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line of Bloomfield. What a turn of events. You mentioned it right. That's 4 fumbles and 1 interception. You can't win normally with 5 turnovers in a game.
1st and 10, Hartington-Newcastle. Hymas goes off his left side. He runs forward for a gain of 9. 2nd and 1 inside of the 15-yard line of Bloomfield. 2nd and 1 for Hartington-Newcastle. The clock is their friend. They'll take every second here, and if they can score and take some time off the clock, man, that fumble could have been the dagger. But they've got to get in the end zone. Bloomfield has to stand here. You cannot go down multiple possessions with under 3 to go.
No.
Gotta stand. Cannot allow a touchdown if you're the home team. 2nd and 1. Hartington-Newcastle on the march after the fumble. Hymas takes the snap at his chest, moving to his left. He's got first down yardage and a few more. 1st and goal from the 4-yard line for the road team Wildcats.
I'll be the first to say we've seen the Wildcats play 3 times, I believe, this year. We've called their games. This first half was very tough, and this has not been the cleanest game that we've seen them play, but give credit where it is due. They have fought, they have scrapped, and got turnovers when they needed them to keep in this game, go up barely just by a couple points, and now they're looking to close this one out 1st and goal.
2:45 and counting. 1st and goal, Hartington-Newcastle. You got to expect if they don't get in on first, timeouts are going to start being taken by Bloomfield. They have to save time here. Timeout taken by Hartington-Newcastle. They're going to discuss what's going on here. We'll take it with them. Timeouts from Top Crop with 2:37 to go. 22-20. Hartington-Newcastle leads. It's 1st and goal for them. Back in 30 seconds on KYNTV.
Happy harvest, farmers! If you're an irrigator, how is your pressure this season? Has your irrigation pump been in the ground 20 years or more? Maybe it's time to assess your pump to avoid untimely breakdowns during the growing season. Christensen Well and Irrigation recommends pulling your irrigation pump if it's been in the ground 20 years or more. It is time to plan for next season. Contact Christensen Well today to schedule your pump to be pulled. Christensen Well and Irrigation, with locations in Hartington and Wakefield, Nebraska. Visit them on Facebook or at christensenwell.com.
First and goal for the road team Wildcats. Setting up inside of the 5-yard line, right about at the 4, 2:37 to go. Bloomfield's defense has to stand on the goal line. They do still have all 3 timeouts, and that is a good thing. But marching down the field with 2.5 to go into this wind, oh, you just can't risk that. You gotta stand here.
Do they keep pushing it in, trying to get more scores, or do they burn some clock?
We'll see what they decided in that timeout. You can make them get some time off the clock here, but Hymas is going to run it up the middle. Hymas is going to be stopped short. More time will come off the clock. We'll see if Bloomfield's going to start calling timeouts. I'd expect them to. Yes.
It's actually the best case scenario
Yes,
for the Wildcats. Yes, you want to put more points on the board, but burn the clock off.
You want to burn some. You're not going to burn any clock at the moment. Bloomfield has now committed to calling the timeouts, but you can get rid of 2 or 3 of their timeouts before they even get the ball back. It's 2:31 on the clock. Up by 2 is Hartington-Newcastle. They're sitting at the 4-yard line. No gain on that play from Cole Hymas. And they've got to get in the end zone. Now, obviously you want to waste timeouts. You want to waste some clock. But at the end of it, you got to get in the end zone no matter what. If you get in on 2nd down, you'll still be happy. If you get in on 3rd down, you'll still be happy. You really don't want to have to go all the way to 4th.
No, you don't.
You got to get in.
If you can get in the end zone, get some points, and make them burn a timeout or 2, that's the best case scenario. But yes, you ain't going to turn away points in any scenario here.
Get in the end zone just as quick as you can, because if you get stood up here, Bloomfield still got a shot at a 1-possession game and only a 2-point game at that. Well, even then, it still could be a 1-possession game. You got to convert the 2-point conversion here to make it that 10-point game. If the touchdown here would only make it an 8-point game, you got to get the 2-point conversion as well. Hymas will take the snap. He'll hand to Rosner. It's broken play. Brought down in the backfield is Rosner. An incredible tackle for loss from Bloomfield. And we got 3rd and goal moving backwards at about the 6 or 7-yard line now for Hartington-Newcastle. Bloomfield still alive here. Once again, this is a 2-point game. Both teams have been going for it on 2 every time they score all season.
And I got to bring this up again. This stat is just phenomenal. Rosner, all season long, we've seen him get to the outside, positive yards. He has 6 carries on the night. That was his 5th one for a loss.
Wow.
Unbelievable defense. Whatever the defensive scheme that Bloomfield has worked up this week in practice is fantastic and has shut Rosner down.
And you can tell they've been watching film. Timeout number 2 taken by Bloomfield, brought to you by Top Crop. Maximize your success this season with top-notch crop consulting services offered at Top Crop. Visit topcropinc.com. Now for Hartington-Newcastle, questions of what you want to do. You've got to get in the end zone. Do you throw it here? Do you try and get to the outside? That end around to Rosner hasn't worked. Hymas has been able to take it on the outside as the quarterback without the motion. Will they try it up the middle and just make Bloomfield burn a timeout? 3rd and goal from the 7-yard line. Hymas, everybody in tight, nobody in the backfield with him. He's going to run it himself off the right side, and he's going to go down at about the 5. We're going to have 4th and goal. Bloomfield is going to call their final timeout with 2:09 on the clock, and this 4th and goal play truly could decide this one.
That's excellent coaching by Bloomfield to call your timeouts at the right time, because now if they don't get it on 4th down, then the clock's going to stop anyway. So you're really, I didn't keep an exact track of this, but it's somewhere in the neighborhood of only about 15 or 20 seconds the Wildcats have burned off here.
Yeah, it was about 2:30, so about 20 seconds.
Yeah, excellent coaching by Bloomfield to manage your timeouts right. Granted, now they're out of them. However, the Wildcats are unable to burn all those seconds off.
Yeah, it was perfect planning from the coaching staff there. They're able to get their timeouts used at the right time, and now it's 4th and goal. Your defense has to stand here. That's an absolute. If your defense does not stand, likely over. 2:09 on the clock, no timeouts, down by 10. But you could get, if you stand, you're able to get down the field in a 2-point ball game. You could win it getting in the end zone. You got 2 minutes and no timeouts. Also, you got to remember for your players, you've got to keep your heads up even if they get in the end zone and stay ready for the 2-point conversion, because it's only an 8-point lead. They have to convert the 2-point conversion in order to put this one out of reach. Even if they get in the end zone here, this one's not quite over. You got to convert on 2. And here we go. Hymas comes out. 4th and goal from the 5. Hymas empty set. Rosner to his left. He'll take a low snap, looking to throw. Now he's going to take off and run, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Hartington-Newcastle.
Wow.
Hymas scrambled for it. He was hit at the line of scrimmage. Yards after contact, and he gets into the end zone.
We saw that on a play earlier. Looking to pass, couldn't make it happen, and now got the touchdown, and they're looking to go for 2.
Here's the 2-point conversion. This is currently an 8-point game. This is still a 1-possession game. Bloomfield is still alive. Hartington-Newcastle has to convert. Bloomfield has to hold. This play could be the ball game on this 2-point conversion to go up either 10 or keep it at 1 possession at 8. 28-20 your score. And Hartington-Newcastle is going to call a timeout. They know the situation. They know this is big. We're going to keep this one right here as well. Scott, this situation is massive for both teams. Once again, our situation here, it's 28-20. Bloomfield is out of timeouts, 2:03 on the clock. They will be receiving a kick here with about 2 minutes to go in the ball game, and they've got to march all the way down the field into the wind. That's an absolute. That has to happen. The question is whether they have to score once or twice. If they have to score twice with 2 minutes to go and no timeouts into the wind, that's likely a ball game. But if they stand here, they've got a chance.
It definitely would. It's one of those, it will change how the Wildcats play defense. If they can get this one in there, then they can play soft and just let things roll, because it's going to force Bloomfield to do an onside kick because they don't have timeouts. They're going to have to recover the onside. So this right here, as you mentioned, it might not be totally the game, but it's 99%. So they need to get this one in the end zone.
When you look at the odds of winning meter right now, if Hartington-Newcastle gets this in, it goes to about 99%, as you said. Here we go. Out of the timeout, they line up. Rosner out wide to the left. Jason Hymas wide to the right. Cole Hymas alone in the backfield. He'll take the snap, rolling to his left, and he's going to dive for the pylon. There is going to be a holding play here. He got in, but this is going to be called back. There was holding on the offense. Flags fly, waiting for the official signal, but I saw it. Yep, there it is. Holding offense. This one's going to come back. They're going to have to do it all over again. Now from 10 yards out. They got in.
And a whole new group is coming on. It looks like they're going to send Gratzfeld in to kick this one.
Oh, this is still going to put it at 9 points if they're able to get this one through the uprights. That still would put this one at a 2-point conversion. Gratzfeld, who had the 76-yard punt earlier today, has a chance to ice this one.
After they move them back, set things up, it's going to be right. Ball will be, and they got to get everybody lined up right. It looks like they're going to put the tee down about the 19, so it'll be a 29, almost 30-yard extra point attempt by Gratzfeld.
Officially, it'll be 35, I believe, if they're set up. No, excuse me. 30. Here we go. The snap is there, and they're going to run a trick play. They're throwing it. They've got a man. It's completed, but he falls to the ground. He had it in his hands, but couldn't keep his feet. They had Ty Upfer. Upfer had it completed and then just tripped. Nobody around him was going to walk into the end zone to ice the game, but Bloomfield is still alive.
The 10-yard line turf monster. Oh, it was a perfectly executed play. I hate that for Ty. That's one of those. He just had it. He turned around. There was nowhere to go but the end zone, and his feet just got tangled up, turning around.
Bloomfield stays alive. This game is not finished. Their defense holds on the 2-point conversion attempt. The penalty, the holding penalty that backed up Hartington-Newcastle is the story. They have to go for the 1 there. They run the trick play for 2. It works, but they trip. 28-20. Is the score. 2:03 on the clock. Bloomfield has got a chance to get down the field. This is a 1-possession game. Bloomfield's going to go into the wind here, and they've got to convert on 2 even once they get into the end zone and force overtime. No timeouts left for the Bees. Hartington-Newcastle set to kick this one away. Gratzfeld will have the honor. He puts this one deep. End-over-end kick into the end zone, touchback. Bloomfield will start at their own 15-yard line. 65 yards to go. They need 6. Touchdown or bust for the Bees. This is one of those where they're at 4 wins at the moment. 5, 100% will get them into the playoffs. 4-win teams, it kind of depends on who your wins are over. There were 4-win teams in the playoffs last year. There were 4-win teams that missed. It just depends. So it really, season hangs in the balance for Bloomfield here. They might still get in even with a loss. They're for sure in with a win. They need this one. 1st and 10. They're looking to throw into the wind. They're throwing downfield, and it is intercepted. Ball game. Rosner's got it. All he's got to do is go down, but he's looking for the end zone. He's going to take it all the way back. Pick 6. Hartington-Newcastle.
Wildcats pulling through in a big way with a pick 6 by Rosner.
His 2nd pick of the day.
I'm pointing, just go down, and he wasn't giving up. Ran that thing back about 30 yards.
Ran it back all the way for the pick 6. As you mentioned, didn't go down. If he'd have just gone down there, that would have actually ended the ball game. They could have knelt it out. Bloomfield will still have a chance now. They're going to get it back on offense. So a little bit of a mistake there, but it's hard to nitpick a pick 6 in this situation. That is an incredible play from him right there. That is incredible. Hartington-Newcastle will go up multiple possessions and is now 34-20. Bloomfield has to go get in the end zone twice. Lining up for the point after. And they're going to be kicking one. Kane Gratzfeld ready to kick this one away. Kick this one through the uprights, I should say. Last time here, they ran the trick play. You got to expect Bloomfield ready for that one here. And hold on, are they calling a timeout? They didn't. They called a timeout. All right, timeout Wildcats. We're going to keep this one here because we're going to take a break as soon as the extra point is attempted. But what a play from Hartington-Newcastle. Pick 6 with exactly 2 minutes to go. 1:51 on the clock now. 34-20 is your score.
You know, we were talking a second ago, the victory or win meter was at 99 a second ago. Now it's at 99.5. We're getting there, but there's still a minute and change to go in this game here.
There is still time for Bloomfield. Once again, running that one back still actually keeps Bloomfield alive, oddly enough, in the ballgame. All right, out of the timeout, lining up to kick this one away again. Kane Gratzfeld ready to attempt the point after to make this a 15-point game, 34-20 at the moment. Gratzfeld. Ready. Holder is Sudbeck. Austin Sudbeck gets a good hold, and the kick is blocked. Blocked kick. And the extra point is no good. 34-20 your score. We'll take a break. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on KYNTV. Bloomfield's true last gasp coming up.
Farmers, are you ready to maximize your success this season? At Top Crop, they've got you covered with unbeatable deals and top quality products. Take advantage of true 0% extended terms with no discount sacrificed. Get flat acre pricing on corn for unbeatable value. Keep your corn clean and strong with Viptera corn and plant the industry's leading E3 and Extend Flex soybeans for the best yields yet. Don't wait. Visit topcropinc.com or give them a call today. Top Crop, where you grow more.
Hartington-Newcastle set to kick this one away to Bloomfield. 34-20 is your score. 1:51 on the clock in this fourth quarter. Bloomfield has to now score twice, and they are moving into the wind. Once again, talking playoff seeding. Bloomfield has a couple of good wins. Their losses are to good programs. That helps them. In terms of seeding, there are a lot of games left to be played tomorrow. 4-win teams have gotten into the playoffs last year, including this Hartington-Newcastle program, but 4-win teams also lose. It really, or miss out on playoffs. It always just depends on the seed points of who you beat and how good were the teams you lost to. Hartington-Newcastle for sure in, win or lose, and likely hosting next week on Thursday. Here's 1st and 10 for Bloomfield. Jonato going to go to the outside, and he is forced out of bounds, 2 yards downfield.
Jonato's run forced out of bounds by number 3, Tehl Tanner.
Tehl Tanner on the stop. 2nd and 8, 1:43 on the clock. Out of bounds. It stops. Bloomfield. They've got to get down the field and score twice here. They're moving into this 30-mile-an-hour wind. Gusts over 40. Hard to throw the ball into this, but that's about where they're at. And they're going to try and running an option. Reverse sweep, end around. They've got a man with some space. This is Smith. He gets a 1st down run and gets out of bounds. 1st down run of 14 yards. Jacob Smith gets a 1st down for Bloomfield and gets out of bounds. 1:36 on the clock. Bloomfield has to score, receive the onside kick, and get downfield again if they're going to pull this one out. 1 minute and 36 seconds with no timeouts for the Bees is all that remains. Bo Eisenhower under center here, and we're going to blow this one dead. And we're going to have a substitution here. Different B checks in. And we're ready to go again. 1st and 10, Bloomfield, 1:36 on the clock, 34-20 your score. Eisenhower gives it to Jonato. The handoff was fumbled there. He's able to pick it up and run it for positive yards, but goes down inbounds. Gain of only 5. 2nd and 5 for the Bees. Bees trying to snap the football with 1:11. Eisenhower takes the snap at his waist, rolling to his right, throws, completed pass, tackled inbounds again, 2 yards downfield. Found Jacob Smith. 2-yard gain. It's 3rd and 4. 55 seconds to go. Bloomfield is running out of time. Eisenhower takes the snap, looking to throw, rolling to his right, stops, check down. Jonato dropped it. Dropped the football. That'll stop the clock with the incompletion. And it all comes down to this. 4th down for Bloomfield. You not only have to convert, you really need to get in the end zone. There's 39 seconds to go because you've still got to receive an onside kick and then get down the field again.
We talk about the wind. When you look out at the field, it looks like there's the grill team is grilling hot dogs or something, but it's dirt. It just waves and sheets of dirt going across the field.
No. 39 seconds to go. Here it is, 4th and 4. Bloomfield, I formation. They're going to take the snap, drop back to throw. Eisenhower, pressure's on. He scrambles, has a 1st down. He's going to be in the middle of the field, however. Clock continues to move with 30 seconds. They're going to stop it for the chains to move here, and I think Eisenhower is down. Eisenhower's down. One of his teammates is checking on him, and looks like they're stretching out his right leg. So 29 seconds on the clock, and the officials will stop the clock for injured player here as Eisenhower, the quarterback, is down, and that's just what you cannot have when you're throwing the ball right now.
No, and you can see the coaching staff is talking to the backup quarterback. Looks like he's set to come in here in a minute as Eisenhower will walk off.
Eisenhower is up, as you said. He's jogging off the field. Looked like might have been a cramp. Gavin Hansen, the sophomore, 3rd-string quarterback, now into the ball game. 1st and 10, 29 seconds. The clock starts again on the official ready for play. There it is. 1st and 10, 25 seconds. Tick, tick, tick. Here we go. Snap. Throw in deep over the middle of the field, and it is incomplete. Rosner nearly had a chance at another one there. Intended receiver was Hayden Losky. 19 seconds to go. 2nd and 10. Hartington-Newcastle's defense is holding. This is a 2-possession game with 19 seconds to go. Gavin Hansen in the shotgun. He'll take the snap, running the option, and he's going to take it himself. No, he's going to throw it backwards. Janeto's got it on the pitch. It two-hopped to him, and he gets out of bounds with 12 seconds to go.
Number 32, Brock Janeto on the carry.
He got out of bounds, so the clock stops, but it's still a loss. Loss of a couple, and he goes backwards for 3.
Brings up 3rd and 12 after
3rd and 12 and a half, maybe 13 here. 12 seconds to go. 3rd down, Bloomfield. Gavin Hansen still in here. Eisenhower hasn't come back yet. Gavin Hansen. A lot rides on that young man. 12 seconds left. He'll take the snap on 3rd down. Drop back to throw. He's got to throw deep here, and he has a man. It's incomplete, I believe. Incomplete, and that'll actually save Bloomfield because he was tackled in the middle of the field. A completed pass would have ended the ball game. Now it's 4th down. At this point, with 7 seconds to go, however, that could have done it either way. I don't know if there's time yet for even a long pass plus a onside kick with 7 seconds to go and still time to run another one. Hartington-Newcastle, that pick 6 from Cole Rosner truly was the dagger in this ball game.
Yep, that's going to be the sealer for this game here. One more play to run this one out. I don't even think they can get in the end zone in 7 seconds.
We'll see 4th down at the 39-yard line in their own territory. Janeto going to throw this one. The lefty chucks it deep, and it is incomplete. Clock hits 0, and that will do it. What a game this was. Hartington-Newcastle pulls it out in Bloomfield. They finish this season with a 7-1 overall record, a program that has been so down for years, and now one of the powerhouse teams, a one-loss team, going into the playoffs in Class D1. Hartington-Newcastle wins 34-20, your final in Bloomfield.
They're supposed to be released on Saturday to determine their next opponent.
An incredible 4th quarter, 20 points in the 4th quarter for Hartington-Newcastle. No points allowed. We knew that Hartington-Newcastle had a real shot at doing something like that, knowing the game situation with the wind. 20-0 in the 4th quarter and a 34-20 final, and a 4th quarter comeback for the road team Wildcats. Go ahead and stick around for our post-game show. We'll be coming back with it here in a couple of seconds. He's Scott Ulrich. I'm Tehl Tanner. We'll go over all the stats of this one and take a look at next week. Back after a couple of minutes on KYNTV.
From sunup to well after sundown, the life of a farmer is a matter of choices, and you have the choice to make the right decisions for your operation to succeed. The power is in your hands. At Security Bank, our lenders recognize the need to better understand your numbers and come up with a plan to keep your operation moving forward. You make the decisions. We make the tools to make those decisions easier. Security Bank, the right choice for the future of your operation. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
With so many choices for students out there, life can become quite hectic. From choosing the right school to managing your finances, it can be hard to keep it all in check. Bank of Hartington is here to help you take the worry out of your finances. Our free Student Club checking includes all the features and benefits you'll need to start life out on the right path without the worry of hidden fees and charges. So if you're ready to enter that next stage of life, work with a 5th-generation bank who's had their roots planted firmly in Northeast Nebraska since 1934. Contact us today. Bank of Hartington, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
All right, let's go ahead and begin our post-game show here, brought to you by Moody Motors. If you're looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle, check out the inventory at moodymotors.com or stop out to Moody Motors in Niobrara. Hartington-Newcastle completes the 4th quarter comeback, final 34-20 over Bloomfield. 7-1 is the season for Hartington-Newcastle as they go to the playoffs.
Yeah, going into the playoffs with a great seed, playing at home. That's the key.
Yep, that is the key. And next week, they're going to get the seeding. They're obviously that round of 32 can get interesting once they get everything announced. We'll be figuring out where we're going and what we can do, but we're told that is likely going to be a Thursday evening. We're already set to be covering Cedar Catholic High School football on Friday night versus Norfolk Catholic. That's going to be a really big one as well in Class C2. And then we're going to be covering just as many games in the playoffs as we can for some of these area teams. It's going to get wild what we can and can't cover because all of these teams are just so good. We literally physically do not have the bodies to be at all of them. We're going to have to pick and choose, which is going to get weird.
But we have talked about Tehl and I are going to split up. We might not be doing as a team, chasing multiple teams, trying to cover, as he said, many games as we possibly can. So it all depends. We'll have to see where everybody's playing.
Oh, this is going to be fun. It's a good problem to have when all three of the teams that you cover so closely are so good at this point in the season and going into the playoffs with high seeds. It also means for us we get home games, so that's nice. Good for the teams as well. Let's talk about the stats of this game now as we're rolling here on our post-game show. Our stats brought to you today by Christensen Well, built on over 50 years of experience in the water well drilling industry and the geology of northeast Nebraska, southeast South Dakota, and northwest Iowa. Scott, give me the stats.
Yeah, let's break things down. First up for Bloomfield, Bo Eisenhower, the quarterback. He carried for 8 times, 34 yards, was very effective running, and not too bad in the passing game, even given the wind. Jacob Smith coming in off the bench in relief for Janito, finished with 12 carries, 87 yards. But we mentioned it in the pregame. We talked about it 3 weeks ago, and we're going to talk about it next week, too, if they get into playoffs. This is a Janito-led offense, and he finished tonight just outstanding numbers. 35 carries, 176 yards, and a touchdown. That's very impressive numbers there by the running back. Now, Eisenhower passing. He's going to go 4 for 5, just didn't have the yardage of him. Had a interception in there, and that's just one of those kind of, got some negative plays also in there. The defense was able to sack the wide receiver. So does have the 1 touchdown, and that went to Jacob Smith. Smith does finish with 3 catches. 1 positive yard is what he's going to end with after he had a couple negative plays in there. Also passing, Brock Janito is going to throw 1 interception, 1 incomplete pass, and Gavin Hansen comes in relief in the very waning seconds of this game with 2 interceptions. 1 other grab was by Jarrett Sauser in the first half for 8 yards. The big play, or the big thing that jumps off the page at me, they had 8 penalties for 75 yards, 4 fumbles, and 2 interceptions. That really is what the coach is going to say, hey, we can't have 6 turnovers and expect to win a game. For the stats for Hartington-Newcastle, it's a rushing stat that's going to jump out at us here, and we're going to save that one to the end. With Cole Rosner, he ran 6 times plus 2 yards on the evening. Jason Hymas, 1 run, that went for -4. But Cole Hymas, he was 4 for 12, 45 yards in the passing game. Did have the 1 touchdown that went, rather that to Rosner for 6 yards, and Rosner had 3 grabs total for 12 yards. Jason Hymas also had 1 for 12, and then Will Fellmeyer had 1 grab for 27, and there's 1 big one in there that I know he's going to want to have a chance at that again. Drop that one in the first half. But the rushing that took place was Cole Hymas in the quarterback position, rushed 23 times, 85 yards, and 4 times he got into the end zone. 4 touchdowns for the senior quarterback, and those are the stats.
Those stats today, once again, brought to you by Christensen Well, built on over 50 years of experience in the water well drilling industry and the geology of northeast Nebraska, southeast South Dakota, and northwest Iowa. 34-20, your final score. Hartington-Newcastle over Bloomfield. Let's go ahead and check our out-of-town scoreboard now, Scott. Give you an update on some of the other games going on in Class D1, D2, and C2. There's a couple to go over today. Number 9, Pleasanton over Sand Hills Valley, 62-20. We had Sandy Creek, number 2, over Southern, 57-8. North Platte St. Patrick's defeated Arapahoe. That was a big one. Receiving votes team over the number 4 team, 24-14 on the final day of the regular season. Plainview beats Lutheran High Northeast 52-14 as well. In Class D2, Ainsworth beats Elgin Public Pope John 54-14. See if we can find some local scores. There's not a whole lot of games tonight, so there's not a lot of local teams to keep up with. Hitchcock County over Cambridge, 34-0. Winside over Randolph, 18-8. There's still a couple minutes left in that one. I'm told we're in the 3rd quarter, if that is an update that is accurate. And then Weeping Water over Elmwood Murdoch, 16-6. In Class C2, I don't believe there were any games scheduled for this evening.
Did not see that. Nope.
And our final out-of-town scoreboard today out of the NFL. Thursday night football going on. The Broncos are beating the Saints 26-3.
Broncos.
Broncos. All right. Well, that's just about going to finish it up for us. We've just got to go over our final player of the game, provided by Avera, moving health forward. There are a couple of guys that this one can go to. Obviously, offensive production was really on the shoulders of Cole Hymas today. Defensively, man, Rosner with 2 interceptions and the final for a pick 6. We even had a 76-yard punt from a punter who ended up flipping field position, which was the enemy of Hartington-Newcastle through the first quarter and a half. Set them up with a short field after a 76-yard punt that they were able to cash in on. I'd say he's a contender as well. And then there's fumbles. There's everything going on. 4 different fumbles forced by different players. I'm going to leave this one to you for the Avera player of the game choice. You can give me a couple if you feel like it.
See, we have great minds think alike. I actually dropped the Avera player of the game trophy, and it broke into 3 pieces. Rosner's going to get it for the defensive side. 85 yards, 4 touchdowns. Cole Hymas on the offensive side. And Gratzfeld, you got to give him. Even if it's
defense, special teams.
Even if it's an honorable mention, he's getting something out of this one. Put his name up on the plaque. 76 yards for that punt. Outstanding, and those are the Avera players of the game.
No, I like it. Offensive, defensive, and special teams players of the game.
Yeah.
Full 3-phase victory here for Hartington-Newcastle. That'll about do it for our coverage. Bloomfield finishes 4-4 in the regular season. They await the standings. Once again, I can tell you their losses were to good teams. They lost to 7-0 Stanton, 6-1 Crofton, 4-3 Boyd County, and 7-1 Hartington-Newcastle. The losses were to good programs, which bodes well in terms of getting into the playoffs. I do think Bloomfield, obviously, we're going to have to wait and see what seed points happen. But with losses against good teams like that, I'd say they have a good shot.
Sure hope so.
It all just comes down to what the seed points are.
It's also as we don't cover Bloomfield regularly, but they're so close to us. They're like just around the edge of where we cover. I sure hope they get in because they have a good ball club.
And they've had just so bad injury luck this season, and able to come back from those injuries and make the playoffs at a 4-win team. That'd still be something to be proud of, even if you're going on the road for the round of 32 next week. We are told that Hartington-Newcastle is likely going to be playing a home Thursday night game next week. Obviously, we're kind of waiting to see what the official word on that is, but that is what is being told to us as is likely. We'll see, obviously, when the actual standings come out. There's still plenty of games to be played tomorrow, obviously, so that's going to shake up a lot of things.
Yep, definitely on Friday we'll get all the games, cycle through, and about late tomorrow night, maybe 11 o'clock is usually when those come out, those pairings. So we'll know a lot more in about 24 hours.
We'll know a lot more in about 24 hours. Thank you, Scott. This has been a fun broadcast. Regular season football is in the books for Class D1. We've got one more regular season game with Hartington-Newcastle versus Norfolk Catholic next Friday evening. We'll be trying to cover... Cedar Catholic versus Norfolk Catholic next Friday evening. That one will be a very, very good game. It's Hartington-Newcastle, we're being told, is going to be on Thursday. Crofton is somewhere in the mix there. Once again, we're getting to playoffs. We're getting to the playoffs where all 3 of these teams that we cover so much all have a chance of making deep runs, and we're going to be trying to cover just as many games as we can. There's going to be tough decisions as it comes down to. Please don't hate us for that. We're going to be doing what we can and covering these guys just as much as we can, and I hope you understand. We're going to be trying our best.
Yeah, be a good next few weeks for sure. It's funnest time of the year.
So, as we finish up our broadcast today, is there anything you want to add for Hartington-Newcastle and their performance, Scott?
Yeah, outstanding. And I'm trying to get a wave off right now to one of the head coaches, Mike Johnson, along with Corey Aldrich and Rusty Fuller. Outstanding job with these kids all year long.
That's going to do it for our broadcast today. Final score from Bloomfield, Hartington-Newcastle, 34-20. They win on the road. That'll do it. He's Scott Ulrich. I'm Tehl Tanner. That's our Northeast Nebraska Game of the Week on KYNTV.
You've been listening to the Northeast Nebraska High School Football Game of the Week on KYNTV. This broadcast has been a presentation of Top Crop, Security Bank, BillionAuto.com, Moody Motors, the Bank of Hartington, Avera, Mount Marty University, the Explorers Credit Union, and Christensen Well and Irrigation. Join us again next Friday for another Nebraska Game of the Week on KYMTV.